Oh, man. It's been a day for the record books, boys. Phil has a meltdown and court documents coming out tonight. It's going wild. That's not even including all the stuff that's going on around me and my show. Oh, no. Yeah, YouTube's back up. We got to be very careful with it, I suppose. I don't know. Potato, I guess. We're about to run out of moderators. Yoder in the chat. Yoder, welcome. Look, the longer that time has to pass, the more right I am. It is amazing. The more time passes, the more correct I am. Wild. Out here in these streets. Oh no, my chat thing isn't working over here to highlight chat messages. Why not? Try refreshing chat. Okay, now it's working. The most vindicated man on YouTube. No, we are about to we do probably need to add some more moderators. I don't even know what the channel we're on right now. I don't even know who the hell's moderators over there. They'll smell blood in the water and they'll come in waves. Charween. Yeah, I just made you one. I know, like, my regular ones, like Miss Prish, Shar, Yori, and Mariah. I just made, I don't even know if she knows it yet, but I just made somebody, like 2 days ago, a moderator in the Telegram page, and I don't even think she knows it yet. Oh, I know what I need to do. I need to turn on live chat over here. You can be moderator of the year, Straight Runner, if you want to. I'm gonna start giving out Dundies. I've told so many of my friends about your show. I laughed so hard last night, my stomach hurt. Dude, when Phil came out with the guy whispering in his ear, I lost it. I've never had so much trouble. It's like everything funny raced to my mind all at once. It was wild. You had to give me just a second. I know it's Time to go live, but I'm doing something. Vindication. That's the title of tonight's show, I guess. I lost it. I can't handle it. I can't handle that guy whispering in his ear, "Let's go, Brandon." Oh, man. How sexy. All right, guys, here we go. Let me kill this music. We'll get started.
Hello, Wilbard.
Hello, Squat Wadules.
Confession. This is from your friend, Dr. J. Banana. Wilbard, sorry about the loss of your legs in the washing machine accident. I hope you have good luck getting the money up for your new titanium legs. If you need anything at all, I mean anything at all, the Power Rangers have your back. It's morphin' time. Tiger Zord.
Welcome, everybody. I am Will Bird, and this is the Cold Beer Confessional. It's also Morphin' Time, and it also is Tiger Zord. And if you give me a massage and whisper in my ear, I will end your current streak of massages that don't end in your death. Thank you guys for joining us. I appreciate it. I'm Will Bird. This is the Cold Beer Confessional. That was obviously a joke. YouTube, don't take me down. I forgot we got our YouTube channel back. We are back on YouTube, Twitch, Rumble, Facebook. So wherever you're joining us at, I appreciate you being there. We've got some tea to spill. So this has been a developing story over the past few days about Jeffrey Allen Bowman. You may know him as JeffB, or the $9 million dart salesman, the $9 million man, the 53-year-old virgin. He's got a lot of nicknames. Okay, he spent a lot of time really doing nothing but hanging out on the internet, trying to gain people's respect. So more has come to pass about that, including Travis and Rhino, which I found very interesting. Most of this was just laid in my lap yesterday. I didn't know. I think that Miss Blue Moon might have been trying to tell me ahead of time, but like I said, I forgot to call her that day. So I know Miss Blue Moon and Lily J are close, and she had sent me a message that said to text her, or that to call. She sent me a text message that said to call her. And I was working on something because the computer wasn't working. Hold on just a second. But my computer wasn't working. By the time I finally got it working, I had forgotten and just started the live stream. So it ended up coming out on Cam Show. With a couple of things about what was going on and why it was set up that way. And even more came out today. Also, Phil had a meltdown. He probably had to call his massage therapist 3 or 4 times today. It was pretty rough. I don't know what was whispered in his ear today to calm him down, but it had to be something good. So before we get started, no matter which platform you're watching on, the best thing that you can do to help our channel is to like and share. Leave a comment in the live chat. Leave a comment once the video's posted. All those things are amazing for the algorithm. They show engagement. They show watch time. Another thing that I kind of never mention is when this show is over, if you'll click to like on YouTube, when this show ends and it suggests other shows to watch, if you click to another one of my streams or my shows or my videos, that's another thing that helps the algorithm if you want to help. I know most people leave before it all the way ends because I play music and stuff, but that is a thing that'll help the algorithm. But do what you can. Try to get us out to as many people as you can. That just way the channel grows. We need an influx of new people because God knows I run enough old people off every day. So again, thank you guys for joining us. Please like and share. Send it out to somebody. Surprise them. Even if you don't think they'd like all the cussing, maybe just give them a good surprise. Wait till I'm in the middle of a rant cussing somebody real good and then send it to them. You know, something like that. Send them the timestamp. So thank you guys for joining us. If you want to go above and beyond and support the stream, you can do that at coldbeer.fund. Now, donations are not the most important part of this site, even though it's called coldbeer.fund, F-U-N-D. It's actually this top row. I just got back my YouTube channel, but everybody knows I disappear all the time. So please be careful and follow another platform. So right here, this top row has my Twitch, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, Telegram, Facebook, TikTok, Rumble, and Discord. If you're just following me in one place, I'm going to disappear one day. I'm just telling you. It's going to happen. It's going to happen, and you're not going to be expecting it. And then you're going to be one of these people who'll be like, oh, I wondered where you went for the last 2.5 years. I just thought you quit streaming. Just follow me something else, okay? Somewhere else, a different place. I would greatly appreciate that. That way you won't be left behind. Also, I have another website. I have 2 websites. One is coldbeer.fund, F-U-N-D, and the other one's the same website except it's .live, coldbeer.live. If you type in coldbeer.live, all it does is brings you to wherever I'm streaming at. So right now, it takes, if you type in coldbeer.live, it immediately takes you to Twitch. You don't have to click nothing. You don't have to sign in. You don't have to hit yes or no. It just type in coldbeer.live, and it shows up at my Twitch channel. If I ever lose my Twitch, it'll go to my Rumble channel or to my YouTube channel or to my face, wherever I'm at the time. If you remember coldbeer.fund and coldbeer.live, you can support the show and find me. And the other one, you can go directly to the stream. Now, if you want to support financially, you're more than welcome. You can do that through Buy Me a Coffee, buymeacoffee.com/coldbeer. You can either click this link, and it'll bring up a website like this, where you leave a message and your name, and I'll read it live on air. It'll play a little alert, and I'll read it live on air. If you, you can also use this coffee cup behind me. I keep forgetting about it. It'd be on this side right there. See my finger down in the corner? This little coffee cup is the same thing. It's just a little widget to where you don't actually have to leave this website. You can just pop up that coffee cup, put your name in, a message that you want me to read live on air, or you can send private messages too. I think there's a box somewhere to send a private message. You can join our Patreon where you get extra content, at least on Tuesdays and Thursdays, sometimes after shows. You can join for as little as $2 a month, which a lot of people seem to enjoy. We have a lot of fun on Patreon. I wouldn't change it for anything. Well, I might take it away from Patreon, but I think I'll always have like a little paywall show, like smaller groups of people where we can cover different topics and interact with each other. We have a lot of fun over there when we do Patreon shows. Also, this skull is just a backup link. We do have a merch shop if you're interested in stickers, t-shirts, coffee mugs, pillows. I don't make a whole lot of money off the stuff. I mean, literally less than $1 off each product, but it's pretty cool seeing people buy it and have it in their house or wear it or drink coffee out of it. I don't know. It makes me feel like I have an actual following. You know what I mean? Seeing people wear your merch. I don't know. It's a weird thing. Either way, thank you guys for joining us. We're going to hop right into it. That's all the grifting, I guess. We're going to hop right into it. So let me catch you up to speed if you don't know what's going on. About a little less than a week ago, maybe like 4 or 5 days ago, Rhino Nation 8 was doing, Rhino was what we call him. He was doing a live stream. And then this live stream, he was talking and they were joking back and forth and blah, blah, blah. And JeffB, who is a guy who is a notorious liar about who he is, what he's done. He's the guy who we have this animation for. If I can find it. I forgot what I did. Oh, this one. Oh my God, is it not working? It's broke. Anyways, we have an animation for because he claims that he went to Arizona. He claims that when he went to Arizona, when the Arizona audit hadn't even finished yet, and claims that he picked up ballots. Claims that he picked up ballots for the audit that had been whatever counted or whatever they were doing with them, right? And took them to a secure location. And he thought that everything was wrapping up. He thought that everything was wrapping up because he had picked up ballots. He also said the reason it took so long is because he was pretty sure, talking to his other friends, that all 50 states were doing recounts and that Donald Trump would be president because he picked up these ballots. He took them to a secure military location. Like he comes up with the dumbest lies about having Thanksgiving dinner with the president in Afghanistan. And people like Liberty Warrior Nation, Mike Poff, have tonight, when we're going to be watching a video in a second where Mike was topping in saying, I didn't have nothing to do with this. I didn't have nothing to do with this. Mike is his only validating source. Mike is the one that JeffB claims, I showed him all my paperwork. He knows I'm real. I don't have to prove nothing to nobody. He saw my military paperwork. He saw where I was in the FBI. He saw. And Liberty Warrior will say, yeah, I saw it. I did see his paperwork. Yep. So that's his only validating source. He's also the biggest attention grab that Mike, Liberty Warrior, for a long time could find. There used to be people in the chat when Liberty Warrior would do a show without JeffB would say, oh, JeffB's not here, I'm leaving. Okay? So it was a symbiotic relationship where JeffB used Mike as validation, and JeffB's out here not for money, really. He's not so much a financial grift as it is like a respect thing. Like he wants people to respect him. He wants people to listen to him. He wants to be heard. He wants to tell his bullshit stories and people believe it. And then Mike used Jeff for the money, for the clicks, for the ads, for the viewers, for the everything else, right? So, on this stream that happened 4 or 5 days ago with Rhino, JeffB was in the chat. And someone came in JeffB's chat and said, in Rhino's chat and said to JeffB, shouldn't you be more worried about your DD-214? Now, your DD-214 is your discharge paperwork from the military, and it has everything on it. Day you entered, day you exited, every award you got, the units you've been with, where you've been at, where you went overseas, how many active duty days, down to the days you have, time in service, time in grade. It has everything on there. Discharge, why you were discharged, and your reenlistment code has everything on there. Someone said, shouldn't you be more worried about your discharge paperwork? And he made a joke and said, according to these other people, which this was kind of a shot at Devil Dog, but he said, according to these other people, I never served in the military, so I don't have one. Ha, 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 ha. And the person said, oh, are you sure you didn't enter the military on this day in 91 or 92 and leave in the military on this day in 95? And when he said that, JeffB never said another word. He busted him, right? He's got him. He's got data entry, date of exit to the day. And obviously, JeffB thinks the guy has his paperwork. So JeffB never says a word in chat. Rhino ends his show, and the very next show we get is Travis from the Search for Truth 55. I'll show it to you. Travis doing a show called JeffB's Been Shot. JeffB has been shot. Claims, now this whole thing had to do with JeffB for the last couple of weeks, had been talking about all these retirement parties he was going to for FBI agents. He literally said, they're retiring by the dozen. I have a party coming up for a few of them, like a joint party for multiple agents retiring. And JeffB claims that he was a former FBI agent. So let's see what Travis starts us off with right here.
I actually sent Jeff a text message, over here for her to. Anyway, wouldn't have been late.
Here we go. Somebody in his chat, first thing even said, talk about clickbait. Talk about clickbait. Because his title is JeffB has been shot. This is the man who looks like his face on his screen looks like if you took a low-quality Xerox copy of a testicle and put it on the screen. That's about the quality of his toothless head. I have no doubt in my mind that between Rhino's show ending and Travis's show starting 10 minutes later, they were on the phone talking to each other, planning this.
I'm here. Sorry, I was I was actually I wouldn't have been late, but I was.
You want to know the shitty part? Travis, this guy right here, used to be a fan of our show. Used to claim to be a huge fan. Started on my show. until he met Liberty Warrior and started doing Liberty Warrior's grift, and Liberty Warrior sent him more people than I could send him, right? Liberty Warrior sent his whole audience over there. Then he started calling me out, telling me he'd deliver messages to me that make sure I get the message. I'm not supposed to be talking about this person and talking about that person. I even taught this motherfucker how to stream. I even taught this guy how to stream. Well, he called me and asked me questions, and I told him, oh, you just got to do this. Oh, you just got to download that. Yeah, you just turn this on. I don't want to say I taught him how to stream because his stream's so shitty. I helped him get started streaming. Let's say that. I helped him get started streaming when he had questions. And now he's out here doing shit like this.
I was on the phone with a mutual friend of Jeff's and I's, and apparently there's been a shooting, and he's in an undisclosed hospital under guard.
Apparently there's been a I was on the phone with a friend, a mutual friend. He says a mutual friend. This is when I knew he was lying. First of all, there was no shooting. Second of all, in his own video, he claims once it was a mutual friend. That's what he just said. Later on, it was a guy he doesn't know. He doesn't know his name. Didn't get to ask him any questions. Never talked to him before.
Phone with a mutual friend of Jeff's and I's, and
a mutual friend of Jeff and I's. Well, he doesn't know how to use proper grammar, so he says I's instead of mine or I.
Apparently, there's been a shooting, and he's in an undisclosed hospital under guard. Period.
Undisclosed hospital under guard. Period. Now, when I heard this, I busted out laughing. I thought this has to be the dumbest thing Jeff's ever done. Because now listen to me. This isn't too hard to track. In today's world, where every freaking shooting, except for like gang-related shootings in Chicago, every freaking shooting makes national news. You're going to tell me that JeffB, a former FBI agent, allegedly, was at an FBI retirement party for multiple agents, allegedly, and a shooter went buck wild and just started shooting former, recently retired FBI agents. And nobody heard about it. No news, no police report, no fucking citizen journalist, nobody. Nobody heard about it. That is wild.
Hey, Denise, how are you? I actually did some reaching out today and tried to get to see if Book Girl would join us, Denise, because I know that you'd love to talk to her.
I've never heard of anybody sharing their retirement party either. Like, I've never heard of that. Like, I've even known people that retired like with the same week, and they didn't have this shared retirement party. That's weird.
Anyway, I don't know I don't know any details. I couldn't get anything out of the guy. All the guy would tell me was that, and that was it. So, Irvin, what's up, brother?
All the guy would tell me was that there's been a shooting at an undisclosed location, at a hospital, undisclosed, and he's under guard. That's all he would tell me.
Good to see you guys. Anyway, I'm still...
That's right, Miss Mo.
I'm up here helping my friend Denise. Patriot Denise is what we call her from now on.
So he quickly moves on from his amazing, this amazing fucking terrifying, really, news that he just got, that one of his very good friends, Travis would claim best friend, I'm sure, was just shot, and he can't get any details about it.
She's a rock star. I'm so proud of her. And, we had to wait 2 hours for her to do her business the other day, and we waited patiently, and we got to the end of it. So, trust me, if you guys want somebody on your side, it's Denise. She's over here. I'll drop the link if anybody wants to come up, because I know I've been talking to Country Homesteading as well. Bubba, what's
the Rumble video's playing? Why does someone say video won't play? Hey, K Mama, you're watching it, right? Spit and Choke. You're watching it, right?
Because I'm a dick.
Oh, no. Cassie 2008, a.k.a. Katie Rose, bought you a six-pack. I'm still laughing at last night's live show. Thank you for all you do. Hugs to you and your family. Thank you very much. Today was Oliver's birthday, so thank you guys for shouting out the birthday last night after midnight, and the people who shouted out today. I appreciate it. We're not really doing his party until the 11th, but it was his birthday today.
Canadian Patriot? I think she probably would show her face, Denise. I don't know. She has before on my show. Gina.
Okay.
Sorry, this chat's smoking. I don't know. I actually sent Jeff a text message to see if everything was okay, and I got nothing back. One of his friends from the
So his chat keeps dragging this back. His chat keeps dragging this. Well, is he okay? What's going on? What do you mean Jeff's been shot? You just moved on. Like we're trying to stick with this. We're trying to stick with this story. What do you talk like? Why'd you just move on? So they're like, oh my God, is he okay? I missed what you said. Can you repeat what you said? Hello, is Jeff okay? Please let us pray. Travis wanted to move over it quick. And here's the part where we get that the FBI called him.
I don't know. I actually sent Jeff a text message to see if everything was okay, and I got nothing back. One of his friends from the FI actually called me and gave me the information. Why I'm on his people list, I don't know. But thank you. You know, it makes me kind of proud to know that I'm on his emergency list. And hey, TV, what's up, buddy? So all I can give you is the information that I got. Hi, Tennessee girl, Carol Johnson. I don't know yet. I have no idea. I got very vague details, and when I ask questions, they shut me down immediately. So we can't. There's a lot of stuff that we can't talk about because I don't know anything. But I do know that something's going on, and they will not give us
a friend from the F blank I
information as to where his whereabouts are. But he is under guarded protection, and that's 100% what I know. So anyway, thank you, Shelly. Appreciate that.
Under guard, under protection. Now, after this video, he goes on to talk about it more. Rhino comes on, and they're like, Rhino and Travis are like, it's probably his haters from the internet. I even went home and I said, Mariah, you're not going to believe this. They claim that JeffB's been shot, and they're trying to blame it on me. And she's like, what? And I'm like, yeah, they get in an argument, and they're like, oh, it's probably his haters on the internet. And Rhino says something like, oh, my God, why do they hate him so much? They're trying to get his paperwork, and then they're out here shooting him in the back. Like, it's such a weird fucking lie. It's such a weird lie. So after this, after all that happens, after Rhino comes on, after all that happens, it goes up, after they basically blame it on me because I'm his hater, the person who does all the content on him or whatever, he does this weird lie. And we were going back and forth of why do we think JeffB did this? I was talking to some people back and forth. Why would he do this? Why would either Travis make it up or why would JeffB do it? And it goes back to that comment where someone said they had his paperwork. So I personally think that JeffB is terrified about his paperwork becoming public because he's lied about what he did in the military, how long he was in, what service he was. He's lied about everything. But it seems that the premise was to get me in trouble legally and possibly go to jail and to get my channel banned because they thought that I had JeffB's paperwork. And if they did this, that would make me somehow read his paperwork live on air and they could send me to prison for 20 years. So after this video, Travis has not done a video since. If we go over to his live videos, JeffB's been shot. JeffB has been shot. That's all we get. That's all we say here with. That's all we get. Okay? So then, Rhino claims he has no idea because he comes on one of his shows and just says, JeffB's fine. It's fine. You know, he's going to be all right. And then people are like, well, was he shot? I don't know. I've never heard of nothing about it. I was just told about this. I don't have nothing to do with it. I don't know nothing about it. I don't know anything. I don't know anything. Travis claims he doesn't know anything, just that JeffB's okay, and he just got the phone call and made the announcement. He's doing this in chat, not on live streams. Rhino's doing it in live stream. Travis is doing it in chat. Nobody knows anything. I call it out as bullshit, and the people who watch me call it out as bullshit in their chat. They get yelled at and banned, and the people claim they had nothing to do with it. They had nothing to do with any of this. Then, after that, a couple days ago, JeffB starts showing up in other people's chats. JeffB starts showing up in other people's chats. Why are some saying sub mode only on YouTube? It is. It is sub mode only on YouTube. You have to be subscribed for a minute. It's always sub mode only on YouTube. You have to be subscribed for 1 minute to speak on YouTube. Anyways. So then JeffB comes back in some chats. Okay? And in these chats, people are asking him, oh my God, what's the matter? Did you get shot? I think we actually have some of the content. Oh God. Austin sent out some new stuff. Patrick. Oh no. So we end up with some new stuff with JeffB in people's chats. And there are new documents coming on the field tonight that we're going to go over. And JeffB is in people's chats, and they're like, oh, my God, what happened? Are you okay? Are you going to make it? Is this, are you going to be all right? What's going on? What is this? What's happening? Here's one of the videos. Let me find it right quick. I think it's Nikki B is their channel. So much going on. Let's talk about it. Now, okay, I understand. Wish to proceed. It's inappropriate. Got it.
They brought it to the works of the leaders.
Let me back up here.
About British comic at Holborn Lowell's. I don't know how to say that. Got feisty.
I actually think it's very okay.
I think he meant feisty.
Here's where JeffB shows up. So JeffB's in the chat right here. I know it's kind of hard to read, but I'll read it to you. So JeffB shows up and just says, hello all. That's this message here, 8:30. This was from 5 days ago. So it's actually been longer than that. It's probably been a week since the claimed event, and then 5 days ago since he showed up. So he says, hello all. Then somebody asked him, are you okay? And he said, I'm good. My L5 is messed up. So the hosts on the channel are like, oh, L5, that's in your neck. JeffB was shot in the neck, which it's not. It's his lower back. Okay, it's his lower back. L5 is like the lowest, just above like your pelvic bowl. So he shows up, says L5 is messed up. The host of the show read it out loud, and then they're like, oh man, that's awful. I hope you're doing all right. I hope you're good. I hope this. I hope that. Then JeffB goes on to say, I'm not even the worst one. Like out of the injuries, I'm not even the worst injury. There are people injured worse than me. Now, who else was at this party? Other FBI agents. He says, someone says, what happened? JeffB says, leaving a retirement party for some agents, and someone got frosty. Someone got frosty. That's JeffB's own comment right here. And then he says, hurt like hell, but good for now. Because someone said, oh my God, I hope you're okay. I hope you're okay. He says, hurt like hell, but good for now. Okay. I'm not the worst one. So he's literally playing injured from a fake gunshot wound that didn't happen at an FBI retirement party with other fake FBI agents that also were not wounded. And we called this out again. This is bullshit. He's lying. Blah, blah, blah. Rhino is still claiming he doesn't know nothing about it. All he knows is that he heard the same thing that we heard, and he's just been repeating it, and now he heard that JeffB's okay. Suddenly, JeffB makes a miraculous recovery. Okay. So then, a couple of moderators from Liberty Warriors channel and other channels, originally from Liberty Warriors channel, I guess, but from other channels that are related to Liberty Warrior, come forward and reach out to Cam. And when they talk to Cam, or Tammy and Cam, Cam, by the way, of Tammy, when they talk to Tammy, they basically say this was all a lie. It was all a setup because they think Will from Cold Beer has JeffB's DD-214 and that They were going to try to bait him to read it out loud or admit that he has it so they could get him put in prison for 20 years and get his channel taken down and him banned from YouTube. That was their master plan. As if I had the document and I was going to read it out loud because JeffB claimed that he had been shot. And I was going to read it out loud for some reason live on air. Very weird. So we kind of run with that narrative. But if that's the narrative, then that means that other people had to know. JeffB didn't make this up on his own. Travis had to know. Seems like Rhino knew more than what he's letting on. Seems like other people in the vicinity, and we were told other people knew about it and were involved. Some of the names that were mentioned were Prepping 101, not because he was involved, but because that's the first place that I can find Jeff appeared on the internet. And I think most people know that. We went back and found his very first appearance there in the chat. That's the first place I ever knew that JeffB showed up on the internet. I don't think Prepping 101 was involved. Liberty Warrior Nation. Liberty Warrior, his typical MO is to pretend to be the good Christian man that doesn't get involved in these spats and crap talking and all this stuff because he's too busy praying to his Mormon God and his Jesus panties. He doesn't get involved. He's above this, but he uses other people. He uses other people to push these narratives to help do the dirty work. And JeffB and Liberty Warrior Nation are very close. Again, Liberty used him for the views. Jeff used Liberty for the respect and for validation of his service and his time in the FBI. It seems like Travis was involved, obviously. Travis made this announcement and put it out there. It seems like Rhino probably knew more than what he was talking about, even though he claims he didn't. It seems like another name that was brought up was Will Justice. Will Justice is from the Red Step Stacker channel. But Will Justice did something interesting. So before we get to Will Justice, Rhino did go on Cam's show to call him out for talking all this crap. It says, I didn't know nothing. I know the same thing you guys know. I didn't know nothing. All I've been told is this happened, and then I was told he was okay. So Rhino claims he knows nothing. Will Justice was a name that was mentioned. Now, Will Justice and I don't see eye to eye. I don't like Red Step Stacker or Will Justice at all. They're not my cronies. They don't work for me. I don't ask them to put out content. We don't get along. Still don't get along. But Will Justice did bring the truth today. So Will Justice reached out to Shane Phelps. Now, Shane was mentioned as well, but the only context I saw Shane mentioned in was the fact that he invested money in Liberty Warrior's show. He invested a lot of money in Liberty Warrior's show, and a Liberty Warrior kicked him out. I feel bad for Shane for getting kicked out, not because I think he did something to me. I never thought Shane did anything to me. He didn't like me when he was running with Liberty, but there's no telling what Liberty was telling him that I actually was. But he's a big JeffB fan. He was a big Liberty fan. Now they've had a falling out. He was kicked off the show because Liberty Warrior thought he was bad for his image and then just left at the curbside. So I don't think Shane had anything to do with this, but he was mentioned as well. Will Justice comes on because his name is being mentioned and he wants to clear up his name. So let's see what he had to say about the whole ordeal with JeffB and the supposed happening.
On my YouTube side too, so
Yeah.
no, I'll let you send to me. He's contacted me, and we've talked a couple times today. He's a great guy to visit with. This is his point of view, and I'm not going to say I'm in disagreement with what he says. I'm not going to say I'm going to let him do a lot of the speaking of what's kind of going on, and with his situation, and then we'll have general conversation, and then we may have some. We'll have some people. We may go ahead and drop a link and have them come in, and we'll just see how things it goes.
So Bug Dude says one of the dumbest things in all of this is thinking Will had the DD214 when it wasn't a CBC account talking about it in the chat. Will would own it. Yeah, I would absolutely advertise that this was going to happen. I would advertise that this was going to happen. Like, here it is. Here's the big reading of the DD-214. The reason they think that I'm the one who does all this is because me and my followers and the people who used to follow me and don't follow me anymore, but some of them still do, we're the ones that for 2 years, over 2 years, have been bringing out the facts. They're terrified. Every troll is me or one of my followers. Every comment they don't like is me or one of my followers. Every time they get called down or called out or someone it's me or one of my followers. That's the CBC crew. That's them. Okay.
Do anymore. I want to call out a few names that's in here. Michael, Red, KN, Wheezy, Flip Normal.
I watch everything on 1.5 times speed.
We got some more ones in here.
The fact that he would try to fake either his death or attempted homicide because his military paperwork may be public tells me he doesn't want that public. He lied about it. Oh, no. Rhino threw me from a... I heard he had to go to court, Dopey.
Interesting tidbits.
There it is.
Sunny Days. Ronald Hendricks. Let's see. Let me go through. Or you. Cool Gamer. Hello.
I mean, to be fair, someone in chat said some love constant drama. Look. Yeah, it's always CBC or Rob P. I agree, Jessa. To be fair, this drama stuff makes me laugh. Okay, it's some of my. I wouldn't say it's my best performing content, but I'll be damned if it isn't the funniest to cover. These people are so dumb. Like, you know that old saying, like, you got to get up pretty early to pull one over on me. These motherfuckers would have to get up in prehistoric times. They're so fucking dumb. They come up with the dumbest stories and the dumbest traps and the dumbest bait, and then just sit around and act like I'm going to take it.
Follow work. Missouri Cookie Lady. Let's see. I think that's about all I've got right at this movie here, so I've got a bunch of new...
Rhino going after the Michael Vick Lifetime Achievement Award. I like that.
Fresh names. Guys are so safe. YouTube, Intel.
As soon as he gets done welcoming everybody, we'll hear what happened.
Good to see you, Bruce. Kind of clear some air, and then we got the visiting, and he's got a world full of knowledge. He's got some nice background. And when I bring him on...
a DD-214, it's what you get when you leave the military. And there's a few different copies. There's like a copy that goes to VA. There's a copy that goes to official records. There's a copy that you get, and it has the date you enter service, day you left service, every combat zone you've ever served in, every unit you've ever served with, every award you've ever been given, from boot camp school to AIT to every single unit, their deployments. It's got down to the day, how many days you were in the military, how many days you were at this rank, how many days you were at this rank, how many days you were at this rank. It's basically your whole military career in about 4 sheets of paper, depending on how long you've been in.
I want him to kind of share some of his background, what he's done, and he does have a Telegram, and you can find him at Justice for All. And this young man, his name is Will Justice, and he's very pleasant to visit with. I have talked to him a time or two on other shows. I think it might be Cheryl Smith. Hello. Sharon Smith, excuse me. I think he might be a really good person to maybe try to have come over a time or two on a different subject. Tonight we're going to start out with one.
Because I'm a dick, BB72 bought you 10 six-packs. Got my raise. Viva La Hammer Truth Bombs. Thank you very much, BB. I'm glad you got your raise. I was thinking about, I don't want to make any promises, but I'm thinking about calling the head of your company and seeing if I can get you on full time, okay? I know you've put in the hours, you put in the work. You've really been slaving away. I'm going to see if I can get you a full-time position over there, okay? Next time I'm in the meeting with the CEO, I'll put in a good word. You just wait.
One subject. And who
Thank you.
knows where we're going to go from there. That's the great thing about mine. We talk about anything and everything, but he has something he wants to put out, and I'm going to allow him to do that on my show because he heard my name kind of drug through it too.
Again, I wasn't there for the whole show, but all I heard Shane mention was Shane put a bunch of money into Liberty Warrior's channel only for Liberty Warrior to turn on him. And I think that's basically the only thing I've said about Shane since he left. Maybe a few times I made jokes about silly things he said, but as far as being like truthful and accurate, the only thing I've really said about Shane since he left is I felt bad for him. He put a bunch of money in, then Liberty Warrior decided, hey, you drink alcohol, that's bad for my image, you're out of here.
And he knows I don't judge. I like to hear all sides of it. So we're going to go from there. Anyway, Mr. Will, how you doing, buddy?
Here we go.
Shane, how are you doing tonight? First of all, let me tell everybody I am on data tonight because my internet went down for some reason this afternoon, and I'm trying to figure out what's wrong with it. So if I pop in and out, I apologize up front. But I'm doing the best.
Now, to be fair, one of the reasons I don't care for Will Justice is because when people were trolling Travis's channel, he was on Travis's panel one night, literally telling why do you guys do this? Why, if you got a problem with me, show up at my house, I'll blow you back through the front door, like threatening to unalive people and daring them to come to his house so he could do it because Travis was being trolled. But whatever, at least he told the truth here.
I can.
There you go. No apologies necessary, man.
I appreciate that.
Go ahead.
Well, anyhow, to give you a little background on myself, I'm an older gentleman. I'm a plumbing, heating, air conditioning, refrigeration tech, and an electrician that has a small shop here in Kansas. I've also done law enforcement and security work, and I'm just one of these people that I'm as down home can be.
I didn't realize how loud the audio was. My bad.
Rhetoric that's going around as I can. I've kind of aligned myself with Red Step Stacker. That's why I'm one of his admins on both of his channels, including the one that I'm the head admin on, which is Red's Kamikaze Nation on Telegram. But I've put out stuff to a lot of channels. I've been at this for quite a few years now, and I don't claim to know it all, but I do my best to try to vet everything. And if I can't vet it, I'm going to tell you that, hey, I find this interesting, but it can't be vetted. If you find anything more on it, bring it to my attention so I can see if this can be vetted.
These guys do bring up an interesting point. At one point, they say something to the effect of, even when I say something on my show, I tell people they need to use their own discernment. They need to study it for themselves. If you're running a show and you're putting out things and then telling people that they need to vet it themselves and use their own discernment, but it doesn't seem like they ever do that. They just believe you no matter what. Even if you say, use your own discernment, go look this up yourself. Maybe you're not doing enough. So, like, if I had a 6 foot wide, 40 foot deep hole on my property and in the sidewalk on my property, and I put up a tiny little sign in the yard, like a flag that you would mark like pops with, like before you dig, like a little marker flag that said caution hole. And there were still people falling in this fucking hole every day. It might be time that I put up some rope around it, or maybe a cone or something. Like I should probably increase the factor of safety there because people are still falling in the fucking hole. They didn't see the little 3-inch by 5-inch flag, even though it's bright orange. They didn't see it. So when people keep falling in the hole every day, even though the flag's there, maybe I put up a bigger sign and a cone. If people still keep falling in a hole, maybe I rope the hole off. If people still keep falling in a hole, maybe I fill the hole in. But to say, oh, you got to use your own discernment, and then people aren't, they're just blindly believing you, and that seems to be a pattern, maybe you say more. Maybe you do more. Maybe you don't share that unless you can verify it. Maybe instead you say, hey, look, I'm not saying this is true or not. I'm telling you right now, this could go either way 100, instead of just saying, use your own discernment. As always, use your own discernment. Maybe it's time to step up that margin of error.
Because there is a lot of half-truths out here on this internet. And I do my best to try to put out what I find to be credible intel. And I also try to put out, if I can't find it credible, some sort of a disclaimer with it saying, hey, this is interesting, but it can't.
Once you have an audience behind you, I know that I have to be careful because I can say something. I've actually said jokes that people just didn't get and they thought it was true. Oh, Phil, really? I said a joke one time about preserving a semen sample because Phil sent me a preservation of evidence letter because he was suing me. and I was saving a hand-injected protein sample that I was supposed to deposit at the back of his throat. And then I finished the show. Everybody laughed. I thought it was funny. I thought clearly it's a joke. Then I finished the fucking show, and people were like, "Did Phil really send you paperwork? Did you say something about Phil sent you some paperwork for something?" Like, sometimes your followers will just believe you whether you say discernment or whether you say your own research or whatever, that they're not going to.
Can't be vetted. So I've always tried to present what I believed was the truth. Now, here the other day, I came in, I'd worked late that night, and I caught the tail end of Travis's show, The Search for Truth, and I seen that JeffB was supposedly shot.
He caught the tail end of Travis's show we just watched. I actually need to look up when that was from YouTube, what day that was on. The Search for Truth. Even Shane called the show The Search for Truth, by the way. Okay, that was 10 days ago. 10 days ago. So yeah, I was off. I said a week, and then I said Jeff's been back for 3 or 4 days, but it's actually been 10 days ago, and Jeff's been back for about 5 or 6 days. It was broadcast on January the 21st. Yep. January the 21st. It was broadcast. So he caught the tail end of that show on January 21st.
What concerns me, I've been on panel with JeffB before, and I happen to get along with him. And
the saddest part about all of this is their chat has a community member that, I don't know, she probably doesn't even like me, but I feel bad for her. They have a community member from their chat who was literally, I think now she's off the vent, but at that time was literally on a ventilator and really needed prayers and really needed people to worry and think about her and send her good vibes or whatever they could do. And they also had JeffB making up a story at the same time.
And I was concerned. So I happened to have Travis's personal number. I called him. And I did not know that he had me on conference call. I thought it was just him and me talking there first, because I use a headset and I set my phone down and I don't look at it. And my phone does have.
Yeah, they talked about it all the way through the show. So they talked about it at the end too. They had people, Rhino was up there almost to the end arguing about it, about how his internet haters probably did it, how they get his paperwork. That's illegal. That was all towards the end. So he is worried about what's going on with JeffB because he's been on panel with him. He thinks he's a good source of information. He's got some good stuff from him, blah, blah, blah. They were semi-close when they got to talking. You could tell that they were pumping each other up and doing this, doing whatever. He was concerned, and he had Travis's phone number. So he tried to call Travis. Now, Red Stepstacker and Will Justice, they've all been on Travis's panel. They've all tried to pump him up. They're the ones that started the rumor about Sage being Antifa and then brought it all around, talking about Sage being Antifa and Me Too and how we were horrible people and we were trying to divide the movement. We were liars and cheat. These people have called me literally everything under the sun, telling me I was wrong about JeffB. I was wrong about Phil Godlewski. I was wrong about Nasara Gassara. I was wrong about whatever. And it seems like the longer we stick around, the more I am right. So he calls Travis.
My headset does have noise canceling for background noise on it. And I'm a little hard of hearing too, so it could be a combination of things, but I didn't hear anybody.
And he didn't know he was on a group call. That may or may not be important, but he didn't know he was on a group call when he called.
I just point blankly asked Travis, I said, what the hell's going on with JeffB? He said, oh no, he's okay. I said, all right. I said, what's going on? He said, well, he got attacked in Rhino's chat by some people that we all know, and I'm not going to mention names because I'm not going to lay myself open to that type of liability, folks.
Me. He got mentioned in chat by CBC, which it wasn't me, but everybody's me, according to them.
But we know which channels usually attack him.
We know the channels that usually attack him. Yeah, the right channels. The ones that are putting out accurate information.
And that they got a hold of supposedly some private confidential information of his from his background. And he wanted to be able to fade out for a while and take and deal with this and see if he could put a stop to these people and get them caught up legally.
There you go. So Will Justice calls Travis and says, what's going on with JeffB? Oh, he's fine. Well, what's going on? Well, CBC hopped in Rhino's chat. Again, it wasn't me. And said that he had JeffB's discharge paperwork from the military. And he wants to lay low for a while and see if he can put a stop to this and get them caught up legally. Now, what does caught up mean? Well, arrested. They thought they were going to get me arrested, tried and sentenced, and they thought they were going to put me in jail. Well, I guess prison at that point. They even mentioned 20 years. Okay. So what does when Will Justice finds this out, what does he do with this information?
I said, okay, I can understand that. The next thing I knew, I picked up my phone. I saw a conference call. I don't remember for sure who the other two people were either because I only had met them like one or two times before, as I remember.
And he was on a conference call. He was on a conference call. Now, we had people tell us what happened. So I wonder who else was on that conference call.
Remember correctly. And anyhow, I got off of there after chatting with him for just a few minutes like that and find out that Jeff was okay. Then Rhino and I had a chat because of the fact that he was concerned about it. So I called him. I told him.
So then he calls Rhino. Rhino, the person who claims to not know anything about anything. As far as he knows, JeffB's just fine. That's all I know. I didn't know nothing about this. I didn't help with it. I wasn't part of it. I know the same that you know. He literally, his quote is, I know the same thing that you know. I saw Travis tell everybody, and that's all I know. Does it seem like it? Does it seem like it? Fuck off. I'll play them when I want to play them, and I'll pause them when I want to fucking pause them. If this is a story about you, let me know. But right now, it's a story about me on my show.
Then Rhino and I had a chat because of the fact that he was concerned about it. So I called him. I told him, well, here's what I found out from Travis. I told him what I was honestly told. And Rhino said, I didn't think that he got shot. I said, well.
Rhino says he didn't think that he got shot.
Apparently not. But I said, then again, this is what I'm told. I can't vet this one way or the other.
That's what I was told. That's what I was told, but I can't vet this one way or the other. What do you mean? The guy who made the show that said JeffB got shot just spoke to you and said, nope, that was a lie. We did that to put somebody in jail, apparently, to put CBC in jail because we believe he has JeffB's discharge paperwork from the military that he lied about. We did that just to put CBC in jail. I can't vet this one way or the other.
But I said, coming from Travis, I tend to believe, Travis, that, this is just something that they cooked up together. I'm not saying Travis cooked it up with Jeff. It could have been Jeff and somebody else.
We have it all, JeffB. Thank you very much, Jeff. I appreciate it.
Coming from Travis, I tend to believe, Travis, that, this is just something that they cooked up together.
Something that they cooked up together. Now, Blackwatch was arguing with me in a chat earlier. I guess the only thing that clear this up is JeffB. How the fuck can JeffB clear this up? What could JeffB say to clear this up? He played like he had been shot. He then came back and played like he had been wounded. He had Travis announce it for him and is playing along. What can he say? Travis forced me to do it?
I'm not saying Travis cooked it up with Jeff. It could have been Jeff and somebody else. I don't know. But
it could have been Jeff and somebody else cooking it up.
For a second. Let me pause you just for a second.
Okay.
I want to answer this question here. Kaiser Sose says there's usually a police report associated with the shooting. Has anyone cared to look into it? Okay. I did look into it.
There isn't one.
We need to listen to this man's story before we go any further because he has said once, and he's well, Wheezy, you're going to hear the rest of that too. If you'll give it just a second, please, guys, just give us a second. And I'm going to tell you, this has gone to a place that we've said here, we have no clue. We don't, until I hear back from the horse's mouth, which I have sent text, I have put a call in. until we hear back, I cannot make a decision on my own. But this man has just said a few things that people really need to pay attention to.
They're still trying to play along like it could be true, guys. Could be true.
To see where this internet's going, there's a reason.
And no one knows about it. And there's no police report, and there's no news article, and there's no information. It could be true, guys.
Behind this, and I don't understand the thought of it. But hey, I'm just a simple me. But anyway, I apologize. Go ahead, Justice.
Okay. Anyhow, I reached out to Rhino and let him know what I was told, and told him, that it's one of those things where I was told this, and this is supposed to be kept confidential. But I consider you're good friends with him. I figure you ought to know that, yeah, apparently there's something going on behind the scenes that we don't know about. And, then to have my name dragged through the mud by these other groups that are on YouTube and stuff, and Telegram and other social media.
So, this is supposed to be kept confidential. They told me to keep it confidential, but I figured I could tell you because you're their good friend. Rhino knew the night of that it was all bullshit. Rhino knew the night of that Will Justice had called Travis, and Travis had admitted it was all bullshit. Now, Travis and Rhino are close. They talk on the phone. They're good friends. They appear on each other's shows. The only time they weren't close is when Rhino came to me complaining that that Travis grifted all the fucking money for donations for a rally they went to and wouldn't even pay him for his gas to drive home, and wanted me to run Travis off the internet, which we did for several months with a video exposing all that. But now they're back good friends. I don't even think Will had to tell Rhino. I think Rhino knew beforehand and was playing like he was concerned. And that's why Will called and told him.
Really doesn't set well with me because, number one, I'm not that type of person. I won't put out anything but what I know. I do not sit here and make up stories or anything like that.
We've heard about the what I know.
If I was in this for the money, don't you think I'd have my own channel? Don't you think I'd be grifting like some of these people out here? Don't you think that I'd be taking and, having GoFundMes and all that stuff? I don't. And I'll tell you right now, I struggle from day to day. I'm 65 years old. I still work as a plumber every day when I have work, and I still get out there and try to make money. But I have trouble making my own bills since my wife died 8 months ago. I lost half of my income, folks. I could take here and tell you the whole story, make you feel real bad for it, but I'm not about that. I'll make it on my own.
JeffB owed this is a chat. This is not me making a factual statement that JeffB can sue me over later. The chat says JeffB owed his mom rent money, so he had to come up with an excuse not to pay her. Maybe. He might be onto something.
I always have. I always will.
Hey, Will.
So
I'll give you a second.
Yeah. Sure.
Prepping.
Yes. That is quite a bit to go through, to stage, to fake. Quite a complicated plan to pull off if you have nothing to hide with your service record.
Red, give me just a minute and drop a link for prepping only, please. And anybody else I missed? Terry Campbell, Chris Gilbert, Professor Falk. I hope you don't mind me bringing prepping up because he'll be going to his show here in less.
That's right, Jeffrey Allen Bowman.
Okay, he's wanting to come up. Robert Lawrence. Anyway, I didn't mean to interrupt you again, but I did want to say hello to a few of them people because, anybody that supports me, I'm going to support back, and they deserve it. Your story is great.
Amen.
I love your story. And like I said, if it wasn't for chat, we wouldn't have channels. So I
exactly
pay attention to these ladies and gentlemen that pay attention to us. Can you play Around the World by Daft Punk?
I did. Oh, Jeffrey Allen Bowman says that's in the neck. I did hear that the back of his neck, the base of his neck, got beat up pretty good. Blunt force trauma, I believe.
Well, G3NZ, you might have to go find a new home because this may not be the place for you. But anyway, yeah.
That is the saying. You can't make this shit up. Absolutely, you can.
This is. I know you know Will. Yep. So I don't have a problem with it whatsoever. But anyway, I do apologize for cutting you off. And this is going to happen in just a little bit because my chat is very important to me. Independent Manny United.
Yep.
How are you?
And I understand that, and I support you on that issue because if it wasn't for the chat, you wouldn't have a channel.
That's it. And there's prepping. He's wanting to add something onto this conversation.
Even if someone had your military record, I could understand saying, okay, you know, they violated my privacy. They technically broke this law. I want to press charges. That's within anybody's legal right to do so. But to stage your potential own death and at least attempted homicide seems like you're hiding something, huh? Wonder what is in those documents. Maybe I should open them up over here. It's not like they're on the other screen here, just sitting there, waiting to be read.
Prepping is where I met JeffB. Matter of fact, I think it's where I met you, Justice.
Yep.
Tracy, good to see you, girl. Pink Flamingo. I know that name.
Can I say something real quick?
Yep.
No, they're not public record.
Okay.
So people can get access to them, but you have to have a legitimate reason. Sometimes people get access to them and do not have legitimate reasons, and there's fines and penalties associated with that.
I have a hunch as to what's going on here.
Yeah.
And to those that are listening, you know who you are. I'm not involved in any of this.
None of us are.
Okay, I was. Let me put this out there, okay? Because I have to clear the air because this guy
That's
dropped
what
on
this
me
is
within
for
the last
tonight.
48 hours, okay? Hold
Yep.
on a minute. Let me get my thoughts straight.
Yes, sir.
Because there's people listening right now. You know who you are. And I'm going to say this only once. Jeff,
See, I don't. As far as I know, he was not. Prepping 101 was not mentioned in a negative context, and neither was Shane, I don't think. Shane was mentioned for investing in Liberty Warrior, and Liberty Warrior literally giving him the boot and the cold shoulder and saying, fuck you, I'm done. And Prepping 101 was mentioned as the place where JeffB got his start. I think Tammy said that the first time that they saw JeffB, he had made a $1,000 donation to some type of fundraiser they were pulling off. Then later on, the channel had mentioned something about a bunch of the people who promised to donate didn't actually donate.
Mike, Liberty Warrior Nation. I did not know what the fuck they were and who the fuck they were until shit was too late.
Could be the American Legion or the VFW.
From my knowledge as to what has transpired, what certain people have said, I don't like Liberty Warrior. I am not associated with that bastard. And anybody that says I am.
Woo! The heat's coming on Liberty Warrior tonight, huh? I'm not associated with that bastard.
You know who you are. Watching right now, I know who you are. I'm not associated with him. I don't even want to be up here right now, Shane. But
I understand.
This is something that I had to say because this got dropped in the last 48 hours. And I'm sure he's laughing his ass off right now because he's watching this shit.
We're going to be, this show's going to be ripped apart by a couple other channels, which is
I know
knew
who they are.
Yes.
It came up to my attention. I'm trying to listen to two at the same time here. I'm sorry.
No, I don't blame you a bit, buddy. And here's the deal: they're going to go for me, and they're going to go to you.
I know they are.
Yeah,
And let me just say this: Rage, JeffB, Liberty Warrior, all the other ones that fucked around with money or claim they did for whatever reason. I am not associated with them bastards.
I wonder if anybody's talked about the two fundraisers that Liberty Warrior did for supposed members of their community, and some of them never got money at all, and the other one never got the amount of donations that were donated. They got about half of them.
Anybody that says I am is a liar.
That's fair enough. That's why I don't monetize.
Shane, I'm sorry I had to.
Oh, Connie says I had him confused with Fat Man Prepper. Yeah, that's a different one.
I saw you live. I had to say something.
No, and I understand it because here's the deal. That not only backs what Justice is saying, this is a second perspective, which, me and you talk occasionally, but we don't hang out all the time.
When I saw JeffB on Prepping 101, I felt like he was treated like almost like a celebrity, right? He was like their guy, their intel guy, their guy that does the breakdowns, their guy with all the experience. And that's what got Liberty Warrior interested in him and him onto Liberty Warrior's channel.
Shane, but this shit with Liberty and this shit
that shit
that I saw in my chat the other day has to stop. And the ones that are watching right now, I know who you are, and I know exactly what you're up to.
I just got a text from somebody that's lurking, and they said that Mike had nothing to do with this.
I'm not saying Mike did.
Right.
What I'm up here for right now, this very minute, is to clear my name because everybody's pointing the finger at my channel because I offered a certain safe space for people to come and enjoy YouTube. Everyone crowded around me in the beginning. And they said that I was the...
Yeah, Fat Man Prepper is a real piece of shit.
source of everything.
I'm
I'm
going
not.
to tell you what, Preppy. Some of that comes out wrong, and I'm going to tell you why. Because I met everybody I've ever met, basically through you, because you're kind of where I started. When I first
That's
started
what I'm
getting on
saying
this-
is everyone got their start from me.
There you go.
But they did it on their own accord.
Yeah, I started with Ryan Dawson and Tim Poole, and then I accidentally tripped across you, and I enjoyed your show. It was a lot of fun.
And because of this bullshit,
Yes, we get drug into a bunch of stupid
okay,
shit. Name got
my
drugged to the cold,
community
too.
and the things that I built got ruined. I'm only up here to clear my name. I'm sorry I'm making...
I don't think because of this that your community got ruined within, you know, what, the last 24 hours. You know, Cam did his show, what, yesterday, the day before yesterday? I can't remember. I lose days all the time, but I don't know if your show got ruined, or your community got ruined in that amount of time, but I can understand why you're mad. But I don't think anybody mentioned you in a negative context other than to just show, just to say this is where JeffB came from. Or I'm not saying that you made JeffB or you talked him into it, but that's the first place anybody can find JeffB on YouTube.
A scene right now, Shane, but I had to.
You're
I was going
good.
to do it on my live tonight.
Read my title. Some have to clear the air with a guest at the lounge. And there's a reason I put that, because there's a lot of shit out there. And here's the deal. It'll never stop if we don't call it out for what it is. And there's people out there that stir shit. They won't stop until they get called out. And then they still won't stop. That we all know that they ain't going to stop. It's just going to escalate.
No,
the problem.
I understand. And the thing is, I can't believe I'm even up here doing this right now. Because
It's all good, buddy.
Because Jeff,
That's right. Spit, choking, puke.
okay, he left years ago.
I really didn't even think about that.
Rage left years ago because of shit with some crap with Venmo and dealing with different accounts not in his name. I'll leave it at that. I don't know anything outside of that. Anybody that says I do, fuck off.
I wonder if Prepping 101 addressed any of this on his channel. Hold on. He just did a live stream is the only reason I'm asking. 11 minutes ago it ended.
Before I go any further,
Okay.
there was shit about JeffB I'm not going to go into. And there was some shit about donations and money. Okay. My channels were mentioned. Other people's channels were mentioned. Point is, I cleared my name. I went up on Uncle Tifa's earlier today, about half hour or so. And he was streaming Shane's, and he streamed other people's before. Let me just say this. The man does not seem like a bad person at all. From the 15 minutes that
I think they were just
gave me of his.
mentioning you for the, like, I don't think anybody mentioned you negatively, or I didn't hear it if they did.
Going on here. And I'm not pointing at anyone specifically in chat, because I don't think they tend to show themselves in chat for the most part. Or they go by a different name, maybe. Okay. What happens in chat here gets twisted. People do this leapfrogging crap from channel to channel. Did you hear this? Did you hear that?
Will Justice said he called and told you that it was all bullshit and they made it up. It's his own words. He testified to it tonight.
I lost Mark B and the Australian crowd because that got...
Mark B is another channel that JeffB goes on. He's an Australian guy.
And people are going after them. I lost the Canadian crowd because...
We've seen him.
I lost the other half of the prepping community because people like to badmouth me, and other people that I'm associated with because apparently we're bad people. When I first started YouTube, I started my channel because I wanted to give a safe...
You would think easy peasy. Like, I can understand, like, you know, wanting to protect your social security number, this or that or the other, but I mean, the units you serve, I'm trying to think, like, there's nothing on mine that I would be like, oh my God, I don't want anybody. He don't. Well, then why did you run around lying, Rhino? Why did you fucking show up on cams yelling and screaming saying, I know as much as you know? Why didn't you just say, I've been told not to say anything? He told me to keep the story going, don't say nothing. So he was in on it too. What the fuck?
That speak their fucking mind because I'm sick and tired of the government.
I mean, there's nothing on mine I wouldn't say. Or, I think I've talked about, I've probably let slip the units I was in. I've probably talked about some of the posts that I was at different places and places I served and units I was with and places I've been overseas. I've probably given out all the information on mine before. Stupid like awards like AAMs and driver badges and gunner badges and qualifications on different weapon systems. I probably said all that at some point.
And people saying you don't have freedom of speech, you don't have your rights. Well, I tried to stand my ground as best I could against the system, and now I'm being fucked over for it, and I'm here to...
He told you to keep it going. Jesus Christ.
I don't blame you. And like I said, I just got another text from another gentleman that I haven't heard from in quite a while. And
listen,
another person said, shit, we didn't have nothing to do with it either. And
Liberty Warrior. Liberty Warrior doesn't talk to Shane. Liberty Warrior doesn't want to have anything to do with Shane. Liberty Warrior doesn't want to be part of Shane's thing because Shane consumes alcohol. Thinks it's bad for his image. Liberty Warrior was looking for an excuse to get rid of Shane. He thought it was going to be when Shane had health issues and started telling people that his health wouldn't let him be on the show. When they found out that that was just, you know, they misread and they misdiagnosed Shane and that Shane was actually fine, then it was suddenly his alcohol he had a problem with. And he's like, then he tries to do an intervention with him.
And it's, here's
Liberty Warrior's now calling him saying, I didn't have nothing to do with this.
Here's what happens when this shit happens. And this is the only reason I allowed it to come on my show, which I knew this was going to get me in some fucked up mess. The only reason I allowed it on here is because somebody has got to call out.
Everybody, Free Rabble, everybody that has fucked around with these people and listened to the things they say about me, like I'm lying, I'm making it up. There's no way that I could possibly know whether they're true or not. Everybody has their own opinion. He's doing it for views. He's doing it for content. He's just doing it because he doesn't like us. Everybody that's heard them say he's satanic, everything they say, and then came over here and been like, oh, well, that does make sense. Oh, well, yeah, you do have the information. I don't think anybody's ever left those channels, came over here and watched, 3 or 4 episodes and then left and been like, oh, you're right, he was full of shit. They just like to sit over there and keep repeating that I'm the devil's grandson and I'm only doing this because I hate patriots and I hate Mormons because I'm satanic, like just the stupidest shit. Like, look, I've got better shit to do with my time. The problem is JeffB has made gigantic claims about Biden not being in the White House, about Biden's his studio thing they got set up in the Eisenhower Executive Office building, about the Secret Service, about being on a plane picking up ballots, about the plan that's happening, about Nassar Gassar and the world finance. He's made these gigantic claims, and the way he qualifies those claims with his background. Well, all I know is when I was in the service, or all I know is when I worked with those people, all I know is when I did this, they always told me to be on the lookout for that. So isn't this weird? Isn't this strange? They called me back into service. To go pick up ballots in Arizona. Now, he never said the word ballots when he said that, but someone in chat did, and he responded to him just like this. Mark Greer, you're exactly right, because Mark Greer said ballots. He said he picked up crates of paperwork. Mark Greer said ballots. He said, Mark Greer, you're exactly right. He also tried to fake off this fake video or this fake image of him, a guy that looked sort of like him, as him working for security for Trump. And so his chat started running around saying that he was Secret Service. And then I did a show saying his chat thinks he's Secret Service. He's like, these guys are idiots. I never said I was in the Secret Service. I said I did security for Mr. T at one event. But it doesn't matter either way. It wasn't him. It's a different guy. So look, if I came on here and I told you, let's say chat, a couple people in chat came in and one person says, hey, when I push my brake pedal, it goes all the way down the floor and I don't know what to do. Another person says, when I start my car, I got this loud ass knocking sound and the higher I rev it, the more it knocks. Another person says, when I fill my car up with gas, it just runs out the bottom. And I said, don't worry about your brakes. They'll stop you fine. Brakes always work. Don't worry about the knocking. Your engine will be fine. Yeah, go on that trip to Florida. Don't worry about the gas. Once it goes through your gas tank and spills out on the ground, it's non-flammable. And then these people crash, break down away from home, and blow themselves up. And the way I qualified that was by saying, I worked for 35 years as a master mechanic. Every car lot you can imagine. I'm certified through Ford and GM and Hyundai and Chevrolet and went through all those, that would be bullshit. If someone found out I wasn't even a mechanic, and also everything I was saying you could prove factually wrong, that everything I said you could prove was a lie, and also I wasn't a mechanic, then it would be relevant that I'm not a fucking mechanic. So when Rhino has his fucking meltdowns, he's like, oh, well, I don't care what tree pisses on, and I'll piss on tornado kids, and why don't you go lick his asshole? His background's fucking relevant because he's using it to qualify the fucking stories that he's telling you. The fucking fairy tales that he had your following believe. The fucking imagination that he's spreading to other people, one of which took their own life following JeffB. That's why his background's important.
About the bullshit, and where this bullshit started, we've got to stop, or at least call it out so everybody else can try to stop it, because I'm going to tell you, I try to get along with everybody, whether I agree with them or not. I don't always agree. Hey, me and Justice for All have been on a panel together, and we have
I don't get it. I don't get a fucking lie about my background and then go fucking and then go do some type of instructional at the local nuclear power plant either.
actually butted heads on a panel, and then the gentleman gives me a call, and we visit. And I don't have a problem with him. He had his view, I had my view, but that don't mean I hate the man. It just means we have different views on that opinion. So be it. That doesn't mean I hate somebody. But when this comes out, and it was brought to my attention a week and a half ago, that my name was thrown in the mud too, saying that
let me say this real quick.
I am Lee Wilbarger's source, not the other way around. Facts. That Jeffrey Allen Bowman account over on Rumble is funny. So a lot of people say that about JeffB. Like, well, a lot of people love him. Like he had an army of old women who worship him. Still do. They're probably cussing my name right now. JeffB tried to leave stuff so vague that he would have an out. Like when someone would bring something up, like let's say, someone would bring something up like Trump's coming back this weekend. He would say stuff like, I think you're going to see something very interesting this weekend. Maybe something like people changing places, something going on. This motherfucker told Liberty Warrior live on his show one time that Obama was going to be arrested in Boston that weekend. And he had heard from the number 3 or number 4 in the FBI, depending on which day you ask him, that they were picking up Obama in Boston. Who unalived themselves following JeffB. A big Liberty Warrior JeffB fan ended up taking their own life. Sage has talked to them, their family, and found out about it, and found out that they took their own life, and they were huge fans of JeffB and Liberty Warrior, and finally gave up. We're gonna have I hate to say it, we're gonna have a lot of that unless something changes. These people have been led to believe something that's not fucking happening. Something that's not happening. They've been given hope, sure, but it's a false hope, and it has an expiration date on it.
Quick, Shane, because I'm listening to 2 different streams right now, and I know they're listening right now. Okay, I'm listening to you right now. You know who you are.
Yes.
He's talking to Cam on this one.
How do I want to put this?
Same thing with Phil. Phil's probably had, just because Phil's audience is so much bigger, Phil's probably had multiple, but we know of one of his followers that was just done. They gave up. They believed as long as they could. They went all the way to the end. They gave up, and that was the end of it.
There he is.
Let me just say this. Uncle, I know you're watching. You are right and wrong at the same time. Okay, I don't have all the points of view. You have some that I don't. I would love to sit down with this guy.
Liberty Warrior said he's not dead. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. I'm not making an argument that somebody that who's not dead. What are you talking about?
And figure out what's going on.
Well, I'm right here. If you want to talk to me.
Well, welcome back. I know you dropped.
There he is.
Like I said, running day to night is going to suck, and I apologize.
No, you're good, bud. You're good. Like I said, there's only one reason I allowed
want
this
to
on my
figure out
panel
what's
today.
going on with this shit, because
Well, I'm just tired of
JeffB, the man who claims that I didn't say Jeff. No one said JeffB was dead. JeffB wasn't even fucking shot. It's all a lie. Why would I say he's dead? Anyways, JeffB claims that he was moving up quickly through all the ranks in the Navy because he was so good at his job, from submarine to NSA to jumping out of an airplane with the Navy SEALs, and he had a heart attack jumping out of the airplane with the Navy SEALs, and that's why he was medically discharged from the Navy. That was his claim he made.
Everybody's name. Here's the deal. I'm just tired of my name getting drugged through it just because I knew the person, but that didn't mean I talked to him
Well, that's
all
what
the
I'm
time. I
saying.
was on panel. That was it.
That's
They
what-
come up on
I'm not
panel.
blaming
They're great
Mike.
to
I'm
talk
not
to.
blaming you. I don't know who to blame anymore, but I know I got to point the
That
finger
ain't
at
no
somebody.
shit.
Transgestured.
I'm not pointing the finger. Sorry, I'm not pointing the finger even at Uncle. Okay, Uncle, you're watching right now. I know you are because I'm watching you right now
and
too.
there's people out there that need to get both sides of the friggin' story.
I got to figure
before they
this out,
start
man,
producing
because it's bothering me, man, and I've been dealing with this shit for years. Not necessarily from the other side, but I don't know who to trust anymore, man. I just let people up on my panel when I first started.
Liberty Warrior 1000% does all this to profit and to grow his channel. Anybody that calls him out on it is banned. He's banned all of his mods to where he's now back to his head moderator is someone he banned earlier on, like one of the first moderators he banned, Kathy H. He had a big falling out with his latest group of moderators and supporters and co-hosts because his car broke down in Colorado, and he ended up either his parents or his Mormon fiance's parents paid for it, and he wanted to start a GoFundMe on top of that after just coming back from that event and spending a $500 donations on boots. That's what we've been told. That's what we've been told by people close to him. So he has a meeting. The people call him out on reimbursements for all their time and Uber rides and everything they paid at the event. They tell him it's probably not a good idea to have a GoFundMe on top of that. And they ask about War Machine being paid for all the work that he's done, because he's never been paid a dime for designing his logo and all his merch, all his intros and outros, everything that Liberty Warrior uses. And Liberty Warrior ends the voice chat that was on a Friday. He just ends or Saturday. He ends the voice chat, and then Monday morning they all get an email saying they're fired.
And I didn't know who I was letting up there.
Right. Give Justice a second if you don't mind,
I'm
please.
sorry, Justice.
Justice, go ahead.
I was going to say,
JeffB also one times, again, JeffB does these vague stories to where he always thinks he has an out. So when he had a telegram one day, if you don't know the backstory about me, I lost my house over a contract dispute. Okay. And it was really affecting me and my mental health with my PTSD and shit. And I shared it with the stream. It was a really challenging time for me. So at the time, one of my followers is like, look, I know you said you don't want help, you don't want donations, blah, blah, blah. We're starting to GoFundMe. I'm like, no, don't do that. And they're like, too late, we already started it. And we went back and forth for probably a couple hours. Then finally they're like, well, I'm either doing it and the donations are coming to me and I'm going to have to figure out how to send them to you, or you need to hop in here and help me finish this. So I gave in. I hopped in and finished it with them and wrote the statement for it. And took donations at the time for a GoFundMe. We raised some money, ended up buying our camper. Probably the best decision we've ever made, because the housing market went fucking crazy, and we love where we're at right now. And when the housing market crashes, maybe we'll be able to be in better position to buy something. But that's just a quick backstory. While I was losing my house, a bunch of different channels promoted my GoFundMe, had me on, interviewed me, blah, blah, blah. One of them was Liberty Warrior. At the time, I told him, like, look, if you don't want to do the interview after finding this out, I understand, but this is not a pass. This doesn't mean I'm not going to call you out. This doesn't mean I'm not going to call you a liar if you lie, or a grifter if you grift, or whatever. He said, no, that's good. I want you to call me out. Fine. Several months later, JeffB posts on his Telegram and says, what if I told you a person who's supposed to be a disabled vet, who's supposed to be losing their house, who's supposed to need help in housing their family, was offered by myself and a few of my very wealthy friends if they would just come and meet us for breakfast in their hometown, that we would pay for them to have a brand new house, and they wouldn't even show up. kind of makes you wonder, are they even really losing their home? Are they even really a disabled veteran? Now, clearly that's alluding to me without saying my name. Even his chat was instantly like, you mean Cold Beer Confessional? You mean Will with CBC? Will did that? And when JeffB got called out on it, like, why did you post this shit that's clearly about, and he never responded to any of those people. He just liked the ones that said CBC in it. Anyways, when people are like, why did you post this about CBC? It's not true. He said, I never said Will's name. I never said Will's name. Maybe he's got a guilty conscience. What? Maybe I got a guilty conscience? Maybe you made a whole fake fucking story about me. He also tried to tell people that I was trying to, oh shit, that was my bad. He also told people that I had been either, he alluded that it was either me or Johnny, the Australian guy who used to watch the channel, that either Johnny or I, both, or maybe both, were sending him threatening Telegram messages, and then we started calling him and harassing him, telling him we were going to expose him, we were going to show up, we were going to make him pay, we were going to take him down, we were going to do it where it hurts, and all these weird cryptic threats, and that he had to call the FBI on us. And we're so good at the way that we threaten people, allegedly, that the FBI couldn't even figure out who we are. Will Justice said it too, you're right. The FBI couldn't even figure out who we are, so they had to put a state trooper to guard his mom 24 hours a day, 7 days a week for 7 days a week for a week. Will Justice told everybody I was threatening his life. That's true.
Shane, you and I did butt heads a couple of times on panel, but we also agreed on a lot of other stuff too. That's what makes this country great. It's our freedom of speech. We don't always have to agree with everybody, but
I figured Rhino went somewhere and went live. He didn't. I don't know where he went.
Got to respect everybody and their opinions. And just because we may butt heads on one part of the topic doesn't mean we can't come together on another. And
we're going to go over the film meltdown in a minute. I just think this is interesting that Will says that he called and told Rhino. Rhino claims that he never knew at all. He even went on Cam's channel. That's the thing I asked him. Why did you go on? We'll go look it up. Actually, it would probably be better on Rhino's channel. It'd probably be better on Rhino's channel because he has a couple different meltdowns here. So let's see. It happened on the 21st. So it'd probably be somewhere around here or here. Let's do this one. Tuesday Stroll. Praying to the great white wolf. So this is Tuesday, 2 days after JeffB, 3 days after JeffB was allegedly, needlessly taken down.
That's funny.
Actually, I know what one of the best ones was. Where's that real short one where they ran him off the internet? Did he take it down? Oh, right here it is. 22 minutes. This is the day after.
Rhino Nation on a Sunday. Sunday. Woo-woo. Oh, there's the hit girl. What's up, Patriot? Woo-woo. Zombie Bonnie. Welcome. He's all over there on Red Step Stacker's channel for a little bit. Woo-woo-woo-woo. I have scant details, but JeffB is all right. He's alive, put it that way. He's alive. He's good. He'll be in
I have scant details, but JeffB's all right. He's alive anyways.
hiding for a little while, so other than that,
He's in hiding for a little while.
can't say much.
This is after he knew the truth.
Can't say much. But to lay your fears, he's all fine. Well, you would be that way, Sage. Woo-hoo-hoo.
Stage says, rip JeffB.
Right. Well, I watched the video. I suggest everybody watch the video that Don put in the Rhino Nation chat. I watched it. Okay. So the shit's been whatever. You'll have to watch the video. I don't get it.
Only if you let me give you a massage first.
They have been. The reason you know shit's not going to happen is because the World Economic Forum should not even be happening.
There's even people in the chat, in his chat, currently saying, "Thank goodness JeffB will be okay. I've been very concerned." He knows the truth. He just came in my chat and said that Will Justice told him to keep playing the part.
Gee, I don't know. Why don't you go ask him? I have no clue. I'm not standing next to him.
I have no clue.
We're gonna have fun. I can see now. No, but we got a whole fleet of Hornets waiting to strike.
Yeah, you faked someone being attacked. Of course, people are going to want answers.
So don't be surprised if we disappear fast.
Threaten me with a good time.
As I said, I don't know. Hick Girl could probably pull up the link to the video, Paul. Gee, I don't know, Sage. I wasn't with him. Maybe he was buying a whore and he didn't like the one color. Maybe she didn't like what he smelled like. Who knows? I don't know. You're that concerned. Why don't you go to wherever he's at and find out yourself?
Rhino again says, I don't know. Maybe he was buying a whore and he didn't like the way he smelt. Okay.
So, I don't know why you care so much. I mean, really, I don't give a shit if he shits in his underwear. Does it really bother me? It's not nothing that has to do with me. What he does on a daily basis doesn't impact my life. It's in Telegram. It's about near the bottom. Was near the bottom of the page. I guess it's still near the bottom of the page. I don't know.
Wonder how much JeffB had to donate to get Travis to do that show. You know, JeffB also privately bankrolls Travis's show. He said the other day that someone donated for him to go to Pennsylvania to go to the school board meeting, but if they wouldn't have donated, he knew that he could call JeffB and JeffB would give him the money to go because he's done it several times before. That was what he said himself.
No.
You guys need me to lick my fingers again?
It was a slow news day. Other than they found some more documents, but oh well, they had a 20-person shooting in California, 10 dead, 20 hurt. That was interesting. They had a shooting down here in Shreveport somewhere. I have no clue where, but again, Mona, I have no idea. I wasn't there. I don't know. Why don't you go take a bus trip to the state where he's at and ask him yourself? I don't know.
Again, he wasn't there. He doesn't know. I wasn't there, Mona. How do we really know he was even shot was the question. Now, at this point, Rhino knows that he wasn't shot, that there was no shooting, that none of this happened. He just admitted that and said that he was told to keep playing his part. I don't know.
I don't know. We had a shooting somewhere in Shreveport that shot 6 people, so I don't know where it was at in Shreveport because it's kind of a big area, but I heard about it. Or should I say I read about it? I didn't hear about it. I read about it. I mean, how do we know anything about this? Anything that's going on in this country or anything else is true? Who knows? We don't. Do I have details about any of it? No, I don't. I'm not trying to be condescending. I'm just saying I just heard about. I haven't heard about it. I read about it. There you go. There's the.
Did anybody click on the Rhino chat message and make sure it actually was Rhino? I guess it could have been somebody just with his name. I didn't click on it from the YouTube. You'd have to be. I think you have to be a moderator to go to their page. But you can click on their name and go to their page. I can do it in the live chat replay probably. Was it really him, Miss Priss? It was him. Okay, thank you.
The link for the video that, well, I don't know. Put it this way. Read it. Just use your discernment.
I didn't think about it till someone just said something about it.
Paul, or anybody else that wants to watch it. It's pretty interesting. Use your discernment because I don't know. Brings up a lot of questions, but no more than we already got. No more than we already got. Right. Well, that's the one I watched, though. It's interesting. Brings up a lot of questions, but who knows?
Don't worry, he's going to shut the show down in just a minute.
I think Travis said the FBI contacted him. He said somebody called.
Then he says Travis didn't say the FBI. Travis absolutely said the FBI. We worked together. You know what I'm saying? Called me. First, he says he was mutual friends. Mine and Jeff and I's mutual friend. Then he says some guy I don't even know from the FBI.
He did not know who it was. He didn't say the FBI contacted him, as far as I remember. He said an individual called him. I have no clue, Mona. I didn't take the call. I wasn't there.
Thunder_cat_22 just resubscribed for 7 months.
Thank you, Thundercats. Or Thundercat. Singular 22. I appreciate that. So he says, I don't know, Mona.
You can call it whatever you want.
Mona pushed him pretty hard on this one.
Hop on a bus, go where his last known location was, and see if you can't find him.
You hop on a bus, go to his last known location, but you were the one on Travis's show when he was reporting it, and you were saying probably some of his haters on the internet. Why would anybody try to reveal his private paperwork from the military? That's a felony. That's a fucking felony. Just because they don't agree with him on the internet. Trying to place the blame on us. That not. I just saw somebody. I wanted to read a comment and I forgot to. Where'd it go? I love your show, Will. My husband thanks you for helping me to stop drinking the Kool-Aid. I'm glad, Sharon. I'm glad you got out of there. A lot of people are not going to make it out in time, I don't think, and they're going to have to quit cold turkey. It's not going to be good for them.
Well, yes, maybe, who knows? Maybe somebody was pulling his leg. I don't know.
Maybe somebody was pulling his leg. I don't know. Seems weird that you actually do already know.
What's this, okay? Well, I don't know. I wasn't there. I wasn't the first to take information. I don't know. So I'd be speculating if I did.
I don't know. I'd be speculating.
Laurie C is a tad better. She has made some information. What I have been told that JeffB is safe. He's alive. He's safe. So other than that, I don't have any information. I don't know how I'm echoing. I'm on my headset. So.
That's not true. You were told it was all fake. He was alive and safe.
You're not new.
To try to get me arrested.
What's up, Joe? Saying that's all I know. I mean, anybody called me and gave me no update, so I know from what I've been told.
He literally says he can't help himself, can he? Ain't nobody called me and gave me no update. Nope, Will Justice did not call me and give me an update, tell me it was all fake and I should keep on playing the part and that it was all to get CBC thrown in jail for 20 years. Nope, nobody's done that. Nope.
He's okay. He's still alive. That's about the first I know. If they need the details, I do not know. So, if you came here looking for details, it ain't the place to be because I don't have it all. Or new, if I get more update or news or something to that effect about it, I'll pass it on. But if I get more update or news or something to that effect about it, I'll pass it on. But
if I get more news or updates or something to that effect, I'll pass it on. Other than that, I don't know what to tell you. Well, you did last night.
Got pretty much a short. He's okay. He's safe. That's about it. That's all I got for an update. So.
Oh, okay.
Anything else I would put out would be a pure speculation or anything else. So we'll leave it at that. What's up, Patrick? Well, welcome. I don't know. I did.
Isn't it amazing that a channel would name itself The Search for Truth and then do shit like faking that I hacked their account while they were still adding moderators and it was all because On Day 16 was leaving? Or invent a fake gun violence crime to try to get me to do something so I could be arrested. The Search for Truth.
The video Hit Girl put in the chat, I suggest you watch it if you choose to. If not, that's fine too, but it's got some interesting information.
In this video with Shane here, he even calls it The Search for Truth at one point. It's funny.
Also brings up a lot of questions, but brings up a lot of questions, but doesn't everything these days.
Well, he's not being honest. He told me to keep up with my bullshit.
Hopefully help out. It's the wolves sending their cry to the Lord. Instead of barking at the moon, they're barking to the Lord.
That's the wolves sending their cries to the Lord.
Or whatever you choose to call it, great being. It was all right. Slept late. Slept late. Slept like a rock. Do, do, do. Do, do, do.
Yeah, be careful. Like, I know I'm saying, like, shooting and stuff like that and guns and stuff on the live stream. Be careful what you say in chat. It'll get us looked at pretty hard, especially when everything relays to Twitch. Can't say, like, porn or rape or shooting or gun, bomb, stuff like that.
Oh, I'm not letting Pharaoh die. I feel sorry. I see Travis probably be getting called like a mad dog from the Pharaoh. People blowing my phone up left and right. You asking me where I went? I'm doing my show.
Ballistics matched.
Your guess is as good as mine. I don't know anybody important that died, but don't need nothing.
Oh, we've we did such a good job on the Bishop Larry Gaither. Can a bishop get a glass of water? Can a bishop take a drink? Can a bishop get a payday over here? He was calling me Brother Cold Beer at one point. Pastor Cold Beer in the chat. She's a nasty old skanky woman. She smells like wet chicken. Oh, God. I just want to hear him shut this down, then we'll quit.
I don't know. There was something up there. I mean, here was something up with his avatar. His avatar was acting weird.
And so Rhino thinks that when you're in StreamYard, if somebody's avatar looks different, that they're recording you or spying on you or hacking you.
A lot more prayers to be said for Laurie C. We got the white animals. So
yeah, Pastor Shar too. We were all in there at one time.
All the spirits, white animals out. So.
All the mysterious white animals.
I don't know. I think he'd like to hear himself talk. What color Teletubby? Purple.
We prayed for everyone at Rob Betts' channel today, including Jeff. Good deal. Nothing's wrong with him, but good prayer.
Yeah, Trevor. Oh, no. Never did. I don't know.
Oh, of course. Of course. That's what I was just sitting here talking about. I bet you he goes live. We got Phil stuff to read, too. Now we got to listen to Rhino's live.
We don't have to look at ourselves at all, Tiny Wolf George. We don't have to look at ourselves at all.
Tiny Wolf Garage.
His claims to whatever. I didn't say one way or the other. You're the ones that are taking the shit all serious, want to sniff Jeff's underwear, lick between his toes, stick your tongue up his ass. If you care that much about him and what he does, go fucking take a road trip to fucking wherever he lives.
Tiny Wolf Garage. Dad's doing all right. I just told everybody I took him to the doctor yesterday. I gotta go change his bandage tomorrow. I'll check it out. His wound on his toe.
I don't get the shit, you know.
Too bad we like Jeff and Travis here. Too bad they fucking lied to you to try to get me arrested for something I didn't do.
Well, I'd say, hey, girl, I say I think we'll go back over to the Red Show. We'll just end ours since the numbers are skyrocketing. So it's been fun, but we'll come back another night when there's no so much bullshit floating in the air. So
yeah, you're good. I see it.
People in my normal Rhino Nation chatters, but got too many hornets waiting to drop to the hornet nest. So
the wolves in space. That's the space wolves crying to the space god above the great white atmosphere. The space wolves.
Join us over to Rich Kamikaze section. Well, it appears that I'm getting to be the fall guy for all this bullshit with the JeffB shooting and everything else. So,
let's see how long he's been live. I'm gonna back up some.
Okay, welcome.
Nurse Julie's there. I want to see if he might spill some more beans. He says he's becoming the fall guy. Turn off the porn music.
All right, let me get rid of the tape. Welcome to the Rhino Nation 8.
Lily J says, I told you you were used for the fall guy.
I get to be the fall guy for all this bullshit with the JeffB shooting and everything else. So I was supposed to say nothing about some shit. So you know what? Real Justice is correct that he did call me the day after the event. There I went on Travis's show. He called me the day after at about 3 o'clock. And just so luckily I was on a conference call with another individual that heard the same shit. I was told, okay, that the JeffB shit did not actually happen. That Jeff was not actually shot, supposedly, or whatever. But there was a reason that the shit was put out there. And I was told that you can't say nothing. I was told that I was supposed to embellish the story. And I said, you're about fucking nuts. I said, that ain't gonna fucking fly. You're trying to put wings back on a plane that crashed. But let's see, he's already talking about getting lawyers and going after anybody that says something about him for this bullshit. So I got somebody that was on the same conference call. So if you want to excoriate me in other channels, go for it, have at it. I'm not the one that made up the story. I'm not the one that put out the story. Did I relay information? Yes. Did I put the story further along down the road? No, I did not. I did not. I was told not to say anything because why? They were trying to go after, guess who? You can take a guess. And
why would you say it?
Shit that I know nothing about, documents or some shit. Didn't know what.
Why won't you say it now? Fuck you, we're just over here.
They can excoriate me over there. They can excoriate me on the Cam's channel. Tell the whole story if they're going to tell the whole thing.
Here it is, tell it.
So that night, I had no clue or reason to believe that I was being hook, line, and sinkered into fucking believing this shit. I was. I'll take credit for that. Yes, I probably should have asked more questions.
You literally said it's his internet haters doing this.
At about 3 or 4 o'clock, somewhere in that time frame.
And brought up the documents. You brought up the DD-214 that night. Why would they say he has military documents? Probably his internet. Why would the DD-214 have anything to do with a shooting at an FBI retirement party that didn't happen?
By Mr. Justice. And he goes, so I said, he goes, I guess you heard about Jeff. I said, yeah, from far as I understand, he was supposedly shot. He goes, well, not really. I said, oh, well, gee, I kind of thought so after thinking about it.
No, you didn't.
I said, okay. So then he goes, well, you can't say nothing because they're trying to do whatever with this other bullshit. So try to keep the narrative going or embellish it. And I'm like, you got to be.
He told him to try to keep the narrative going or embellish it. Or embellish it. Make it bigger. Say he died. Do something. Maybe just in the background, just have a couple of shotgun shells being racked in.
You fucking kidding me. I said, I ain't going to fly. It's already not fucking flying. I said, he's trying to put wings on a dead fucking aircraft that's already hit the fucking ground.
So, like falling out the door of a helicopter when it's making a right-hand turn. It's wild.
Whatever. Okay, if you want to blame it on me, no. Did I say, but then was I wrong? No, I wasn't. Did I embellish the story? No, I didn't. Did I know at the time I was on Travis's? No, I didn't. Did I know it the next day? Yes, I did. Because I was informed by Mr. Will.
That's been over a week.
On my fucking ass. Don't
over a week.
And if you want to hire fucking lawyers, go at the fucking shit. Why are you hiring lawyers if all the shit is so fucking true?
Oh, he's talking about Will saying he was going to hire lawyers when anybody talks about it.
So, and okay, it wasn't only on the fucking conference call. Hit Girl was on the conference call too with him.
And Hit Girl knew.
So,
and Hit Girl knew.
But at the time, I was
his moderator.
Whatever. I was told to go to his channel because JeffB had been shot. And I played along like everybody else that night because I really wasn't thinking about it. I said, wow, that's pretty fucked up. The next day, I was informed of what happened, and I was told...
His chat's saying the best thing to do is just tell the truth.
for whatever the thing was they were trying to do. And I said, that ain't going to happen. If you go back to that Saturday or whatever day after the shooting, I said, a certain individual, Jeff, is fine and he's okay. Was that a lie? No, it was not.
But you later said, if I get any more information or updates, I'll pass them on to you. But that's all I know. I know nothing else. I know what you know. He won't say my name.
Hope your mom's still doing well.
He's afraid it'll bring heat, and it usually does.
I'm not protecting anybody because a certain individual just went on another show, and 2 other shows are excoriating me for the fucking bullshit. So, I'm setting the record straight. If they don't like it, too bad. I was told after the fact, and I was told to keep the fuck quiet because they wanted to embellish the story and run the narrative further down the line. For what purpose? I don't know. Didn't have the fucking shit about it. I knew nothing about the fucking documents or any of that other bullshit before fucking hand. So,
Rhino, the best thing is tell the truth. Don't protect anyone, especially liars.
Okay, did I embellish the story? No, I did. I tried to sidestep the shit as best as fucking can. Okay, did I have prior knowledge of the bullshit? No, the fuck I did not. Nobody consulted with me about none of this fucking shit. Nobody asked me anything about this fucking shit. I was drugged the fuck into it to be the fucking fall guy, and here we are at that fucking point.
All of this because someone said, what about your DD-214, Jeff?
And funny how that's interesting. I was drugged into the shit. I bought a hook, line, and sinker for that night. Then after the fact, the next day, I was told what the fuck was going on. And I was told to keep quiet and project the narrative else. Did you see me project the narrative? No, I did not. I said he's safe, he's fine, and we got rid of the fucking question and deflected it and took it back to the source. You can ask.
It is in court, Shar. It is in court for sure.
So you're gonna wait and make me the fall guy? Then go ahead, go at it, then fine, have your way at it. But take it to...
I think it's very interesting. Will Justice said, oh, well, you need to keep... See, Will Justice is acting like he didn't want no part of it, blah, blah, blah. Will Justice hates my channel. He said so much. He's threatened us. He tried to tell people we had people coming after him, that his life was in danger, that his wife was in danger, all this crazy shit.
The fucking source. I didn't make the story up. I only poured the story as I heard it from Travis that day. Okay, I'm not...
Yes, if he, Cam, if he would have come clean on your channel first, that would have given him this position instead of Will Justice's position. And now he's trying to claw his way back. He could have been the first guy to come out and say, look, they told me it was a lie to get another channel, you know, in trouble or whatever. And, you know, that's why I just kept saying he's fine. I don't know what to tell you. He's okay. He's not hurt. Don't worry about him. He's fine. But he didn't take it, did he?
The one that made it up didn't know the story beforehand or any of that bullshit, because I wish I would have never answered the text or went to the show that night at this point in time. But don't fucking just go up there and leave the part out where you said, don't say nothing, yada, 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 because there's going to be a federal investigation or the FBI or somebody's investigating it on Mr. Certain Person's behalf. So don't even fucking throw that shit my way and try to say that I fucking moved the narrative or whatever else. No, I didn't play along. Did you hear me embellish the story? Did you hear me continue the narrative? No. I said he's okay and fine, which is the correct answer. He was fine and he was okay. Did I answer shit about the shit? No, I didn't. I said send it back to them. Go back and play back my shows. And informed him. I have no clue. The call I got was from Will Justice that said shit was what was going on. So
they're in turmoil from one comment. From one comment, they're in turmoil.
My question is, I didn't make the story up I reported the story, yes. Did I embellish the story? No. Did I keep the narrative going? No. If you noticed, my channel tried to sidestep the shit and get the fuck away from it. But whatever. Didn't do a enough job, I guess. So.
Rhino, be honest. You said if I get any updates or any news, I will let everyone know.
Well, I did it. I bid on it hook, line, and sinker that night. I wish I would have never answered the word to text or whatever else. So, I mean, it's just fucking bullshit. But did not fucking continue.
I don't even know if I'm banned.
Push the narrative or add to the narrative or anything else. From whatever time after, you did not hear me say that Jeff B got shot or push the narrative or it was in the this or that. I said he was fine and he's okay. So.
Be honest. If I get any news or any updates, I'll let everybody know. It's your words. Oh, there's that stupid Christopher Santeria.
There was no mod involved. I don't know where that came from, a mod involved in this shit.
Miss Blue Moon asked him what other mods were involved.
I'll put it this way. Do I know who or knew what about the story before I was told? I am not 100% sure on any of that part of it. Was somebody in on it before it could me? Maybe, maybe not. I was told, I was texted to go to Travis's show because Jeff B had been shot. And I said, what the fuck?
That's right. Y'all are nuts.
I can provide the fucking...
I got to get to read Phil's chat. We're going to break off this for a minute, but Phil had a meltdown in his chat. Thank you, Dr. J. I see it on his screen. I thought I was banned. He might have unbanned me.
You know what's going on with Jeff, right? I said, suppose he's been shot. And he goes, well, not really. Or something to that effect. And I said, I thought so. So. They lit a dumpster fire to get what? 16 channels involved, probably 1,000 people. Now they're throwing Prep and 101 in there and lumping us all with shit that has to go with the Liberty Warrior. We're talking separate fucking incidents here, dude. This shit with the truck and whatever and Jeff B is one fucking incident all by itself. Do I know if it came from him, from the other channel? I don't fucking know. I didn't make the fucking story up. All I did, bite on it like everybody else did. Did I?
Rhino, you said Sissy K told you and knew all about it.
The fuck I didn't. Go watch the shows. We tried to sidestep this fucking so bad it wasn't even funny. So.
Do you understand the trust is broken now, David? It didn't need to be this way.
Take any questions that you want. And if you're going to try to make me the fall guy, I'm not going to sit here and take the fucking fall because I didn't do fucking anything. All I did was report it. Should I have reported it? Probably not. I should have asked a lot more questions before I said anything. But did I push the narrative? There's no way in hell. And did I know at the time that I was on Travis's that it was bullshit? No, the fuck I did not.
I think you need to prove that somehow now.
Bullshit going on because I was much happy doing what I was doing at that time of the night, watching other shit on YouTube.
You don't get to the point where you need to prove everything you're saying.
Fucking crap.
He worships the god of deception. Where's our friend Tina at? I don't know why they keep coming up with these plans thinking they're going to make me look dumb. Or I'm going to slip up. It hasn't happened yet, motherfuckers. Like, where's my slip-ups? Where's my highlight reel of me saying stuff that's been proven incorrect? Where's all my false fucking predictions? Where's all me getting stuff wrong? Where's you proving anything that I said was inaccurate? But they keep trying, man. It's almost like a cartoon. You know how like the main character in a cartoon, like maybe he's trying to like get rich, or he's trying to hold a summer job, or he always just keeps failing. But the next day he gets up and there's a new fucking episode, and he does the exact same thing and fails in a new way. It's like fucking Roadrunner and the Coyote, Wile Coyote. Like, what are you doing? What are you doing?
Take that. Well, here, Cold Beer, I'll even give you a link. Hold on, I'll even give you a link.
I don't want to come on your show.
Try to anyway. Hold on, ain't working too well right this moment. Here.
Let me do this quickly. Jesus Christ. Acme as comps.
Get on it. Maybe not. Hold on.
Okay, there it is. Let's see if I can get this in. Let me start my virtual camera. Let me set up my audio. Mic check. Mic check. Audio output should be to. I want you guys to be able to hear it. So hold on. Properties, wave link system. Mic check. Mic check. That should work. All right, I got it muted. I think I'm in there. Mic check. Hey, what's up?
There you go. What's up?
Nothing. This is the first time I've heard your side. So, Will Justice told you, but he told you not to tell anybody.
Correct.
See, he didn't. He left that part out.
You know what happened to JeffB, right? I said supposedly he got shot. He goes, well, that's not good. That's not absolutely correct. I said, oh, well, that's nice. I said, fucking thought so. And he goes, well, you can't tell anybody. You got to keep the narrative going, try to embellish the story. I said, you're fucking nuts. I said, the plane's already hit the ground and the wings fell off. You expect me to put the wings back on? And he goes, that was the first time that I heard about these fucking documents of some type of any, he wouldn't name them. He said some kind of documents, and they were trying to go after you.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck? I was like, what? I said, oh, you think that's going to fly? I said, good luck with fucking that. I said, good luck with fucking that.
So,
and if you go back to my shows, I did not embellish the story. I didn't push the narrative. I said, when they asked me, I said, JeffB is safe. He's fine. That was not a lie. So, when I went up on Travis's show, I was like everybody else. I was given the information that he put out, and I get on it hook, line, and sinker. I'll take responsibility for that. The next day, I was so informed differently. But now you have the individual going on Shane's show, and now he's saying he's going to contact lawyers and all this other shit if we say so much. Anything comes back towards him. Why is that?
yeah, it's kind of strange.
And I'm man enough to go over to your show. And I said, I'm not taking the fall for this because I didn't do nothing except report what was told to me.
So the paperwork that they're claiming is, you know, the night that you had that show, the night before, or the same night Travis did his show, but you had a show before. Someone hopped into your chat and said they had Jeff's discharge paperwork, his DD-214, and they think that's me. It wasn't me, but they think that's me.
Okay, I knew nothing about it. As far as I still don't know the whole story on that, and I really don't want to know the story. I had a link to your chat, but I didn't get a chance to watch it to find out what it was about. And I'm like, well, I don't know if that shit's true or not. I'm like, it doesn't involve me. So I'm like, okay. I mean, I would never put it this way. I'm sitting there watching other shit on YouTube, and somebody contact you and say, hey, you need to go to Cold Beer's channel. Sage has been shot. Well, you're going to go, what the fuck? And that's exactly what I put. I go, what the fuck? I mean, that's my reaction. And I'm like, and I go over there and da-da-da-da-da. Okay, I've been on a hook, line, and sinker. I'll admit that. I was a hook fish. I was stupid. I'll admit that. Okay. The next day, I got a call from Mr. Justice. I don't know, we about 3 or 4 o'clock. He goes, well, you know what's up with Jeff, right? I said, well, supposedly he got shot. Well, not so much. Da-da-da-da-da. I was like, I thought so. I said, you got to be kidding me. I knew right then and there. I'm like, you got to be kidding me. I'm like, you motherfuckers are stupid. That's my exact thought. You motherfuckers are stupid. And I'm like, well, you can't say nothing because the feds are already investigating, yada, yada, yada. I'm like, what?
Yeah, and then he came clean first.
And try to keep the narrative going. I'm like, I said, how in the fuck is that going to happen?
He came clean first and made you look like the bad guy after he told you couldn't say anything. What?
I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, because I was doing my show, so I didn't even see the shit from Shane. I'm like, what the fuck? And then I hear him roll, they just fucking threw you under the bus. I said, for what?
That's crazy.
And the funny part, not the funny part is, okay, I talked to Will Justice this afternoon. I said, you need to watch Cam's show from last night. Oh, I know about her, something like that. He says, well, text me before you go live this afternoon.
Right.
Mysteriously, he didn't make it. No, I wonder why now. Huh.
Travis hasn't been live since he did the show either. And he isn't, well, I mean, I've seen him in people's chats answering. And Jeff came back. He's been in a couple different people's chats saying, like, he's really sore, that he's not the worst wounded one, that there were people much worse than him because he said multiple FBI agents were shot. Like, I don't understand how they thought this story would fly. Like, that would be on the news. If multiple FBI agents were shot at a retirement party, that would be on the news, and no one's going to believe that.
He came into my chat last night, and I'm like, I think it was last night. I said, is it my job to ask him questions and shit like that? Because then I'm pushing the fucking narrative by asking the questions that I'm probably not going to get the right answers to. So I'm like, just let him fucking do what he does and whatever. I'm like, I'm not asking shit because you're not going to get the answer you want anyway. And then people go, well, you should ask this, you should ask that. I'm like, is it my job to ask him that? I'm like, not really. I mean, you weren't going to get the answer that you would expect or you wanted or was an answer.
Yeah. I think the only place you messed up is, first of all, you kind of got screwed by him going first because he can say whatever he wants to when he goes first. And then second of all, like, your chat seems mad because like you said, well, if I get any updates or I get any news, I'll tell you. But they felt like you got an update or news and didn't tell them. But you were told, I guess, you couldn't tell anybody.
Like, well, they're saying don't tell, whatever it is. Okay. But I didn't embellish the story. I didn't push the narrative. I didn't say nothing more. I was trying to get the fuck away from it because I'm like, I know this is going to blow up. I know nothing personal. I know how you boys are. And I even told him, I told him, you got to be kidding. I said, do you really think that they're not going to turn over every blade of grass in the fucking state of Ohio? I told him that.
Right.
I said, do you think they're not going to turn over every blade of grass in Ohio? I said, you motherfuckers are stupid. I said, I don't even believe this.
Yeah, I mean, I went immediately and started checking like police reports and scanner reports and anything. I'm like, somebody's got to verify this because that's my whole thing. Is his entire background isn't able to be verified. In fact, it's usually the opposite. What are they? So I saw your chat saying something earlier, asking about that. You said that Sissy K knew all about it and told you or something. Someone in chat said that.
What was that again? I'm sorry.
Someone in chat said that you said Sissy K knew about it and told you about it too, or you all talked about it or something.
I do not know if she knew about it from the get-go or any of that shit. I do not know who knew from the beginning whether the story was bullshit or it wasn't. I do not know for 100% fact who knew what beforehand.
Right. Everybody could have just found out on Travis's show and then started talking about it.
Correct.
I got you. Yeah, I just, I mean, like, I appreciate you saying that because Will Justice obviously left that out of his thing, and he's no fan of me, so it makes sense that he would say something like, "Oh, don't say nothing. They're going to go get Will." He's told people, like I sent people after him, and he threatened that he said people are going to show up at my house and I'm going to start blowing them through the door, like just crazy stuff. So that makes sense.
Okay, I went on Cam's show. I also jumped over to your show a few minutes ago, and whatever, I'm talking to you now. So I'm not running. I'm not hiding from any of this crap. So if I had something to hide, I sure as hell wouldn't be talking to you right now or go over to Cam's show. I have nothing to hide. I did not. Okay, I'll admit that I didn't hook, line, and sinker like everybody else did. But did I push the narrative? Did I embellish this shit? No, I didn't. I didn't even say after the fact that Jeff has been shot. I distanced myself from that comment. I didn't say anything after the fact. You can go back and watch the shows. I was trying to get the fucking shit over, done with, gone. Go back to the source and ask them.
I got you. Yeah. Yeah, I guess if he told you that there was an investigation going on, you couldn't say anything. I wish you would have came out first. So you would have looked like Will Justice looked. I'm saying, like, he came out first, so he looks better by coming out and saying, "Well, I'm the one who told on everybody." Obviously, I didn't have nothing to do with it. If you would have come out first, I think you would have ended up in a lot better position, for sure. Uh-oh. Did you cut out?
Sorry, I'm still here. I'm reading chat a little bit.
Oh, you're good. Yeah, I just wish you'd come out first. That would have saved a lot of people being mad at you, I guess. But it is what it is.
Okay, but see, here's the one. If they're looking for a fall guy, the fall guy, you're not going after the two individuals. You're taking a bunch of other channels. You're taking me and all this other stuff, which I get to a point. But the person, I get that they're hiding or whatever, the person that put the story out. I'm not the original person. I relayed the information. Okay, I probably should have checked more, but I'm guilty of relaying the information. Yes. Pushing the narrative? No. Embellishing the story? No. Keeping the shit going? No. That's not me. I didn't do any of that crap. The story is with JeffB and the channel that put it out, not me.
Yeah. Yeah, fuck those people. They did it. I agree. They have a lot bigger portion of the guilt for putting it out. I just wish people wouldn't have went along. I mean, it's been 11 days now. I wish nobody would have went along with it. It's kind of disgusting when you got other people with health issues in your own chat, and then Jeff B's has a fake gunshot wound, and he's talking about how bad he hurts in people's chats. Like, I don't know. That's crazy to me, but yeah, I get it. If you couldn't tell anybody, if that's what you were told, that's what you were doing.
Well, I mean, I didn't push it. I didn't embellish it. And I was dumbfounded with the documents because I'm like, what the fuck are you people talking about? Because, I mean, I've heard bits and pieces of it, but I'm like, what? And I'm thinking, what in the fuck? And then he goes, well, there's a federal investigation and da-da-da-da-da-da-da. I'm thinking, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Like,
sounds like we have more questions for Will. Man, I appreciate you having me on. Thanks for clearing that up. I didn't know that part of the story, and he wasn't going to say it, so I appreciate that.
I mean, I have nothing to hide. That's why I got you up here. That's why whatever, I ask the questions that you want. I mean, far as the players involved before this shit was put out, I don't have the answers to that one. I don't know exactly for 100% who knew what when.
Sure.
I mean, I don't know who Travis talked to about he was going to put this shit out. Besides whoever, I guess JeffB talked to him. I don't know.
All right. Yeah. I'll keep on top of it. But thanks for letting me know. I appreciate you having me on.
Oh, not a problem. I mean, that provides help. I guess it does. I mean, they left a few key point of the story at. I didn't call anybody asking shit. They called me.
Right. Yeah. And then left out the whole second part of what they told you not to tell anybody because there's an investigation going on. That's a pretty big piece to leave out.
Right. Well, I mean, I'm not afraid of you. I mean, we have somewhat of a whatever, a speaking relationship anyway. I mean, you do what you do. I defended you for your PTSD when fucking whatever it's Fat Man
Yeah.
Prepper or whatever the fuck his name came out. I stood up for you then. I mean, I applaud your service to the country and sorry you got fucked up for it. And I told him that. I said, what you do and all the other shit is a separate fucking category. To go after you as a whatever veteran and having PTSD, I said, that's bullshit. I wouldn't wish that on my worst enemy. So.
Sure. Yeah, I try not to come. I don't even come around here or do anything. I was just trying to get the bottom of this story. But yeah, thanks for having me on. Thanks for clearing it up. I got to hop off here and read some documents, but I appreciate it.
All right. That's fine.
All right, see you.
Have a nice night.
See you, man. All right, so there's that. So I can, like, I want to give him the benefit of the doubt until we hear anything else, just because if Will Justice told him, and Will Justice claims that he was former law enforcement, if Will Justice did tell him, like, I don't want you to say anything, there's a federal investigation going on, or like you can't say anything, there's a federal investigation going on, I think that might be like, I think a lot of people would second guess it and say, oh my God, there's your federal investigation going on. But that's about it. He should have been the first person to come clean. It sounds like he got fucked all the way around, right? So Travis kind of set him up with a story, and he didn't know if that's true, if he didn't know beforehand. And then Will Justice called and told him, but then told him he couldn't tell anybody because there's a federal investigation going on. And then Will Justice comes out first and puts it to him. So we'll leave Rhino's portion there until we hear something different. Sounds like Will Justice has more to talk about, which I don't think he will. He tried to make this sound like this was the very end, and he wouldn't be addressing it anymore because lawyers are what? My bad. Shut up. Because lawyers or whatever. I can understand some people thinking, oh, there's a federal investigation going on around JeffB and, stolen paperwork. I guess I better not say anything. Is that what actually happened? That's what Rhino says happened. The rest of it was left out by a pretty large, a pretty big piece was left out. So if Will Justice, I think, needs to answer, did you tell him he was not allowed to tell anybody because there was a federal investigation going on? Did you tell him that he's not allowed to tell anybody because there's a federal investigation going on? I think would be the next question that I would want to know about. I don't know. I hope. Here's what I hope. I hate dunking on Rhino. To be honest with you, he seems like he's kind of down in the dump. I hope he told me the truth. Because if he didn't tell me everything he knew, or if he lied about it, we're going to find out. We're going to fucking find out. And when we find out, it's just going to be so much fucking worse. So I hope that's it. And there was no omissions or anything like that. It still doesn't explain his anger when people were asking about it. I hope he told the truth. If he didn't, we'll figure it out and we'll move on from there. And I'm not gonna back off. I'm gonna take it to his front door. If he didn't tell the truth, we'll be right back there to see to expose what the truth actually was. I've got a couple of the reason I was trying to get off so quickly, I do have a couple of field documents that came through. So thank you for sending us these. Let's see what they are. Defendants exhibit list. This is from Phil Godlewski versus Chris Kelly, the Scranton Times. Defendants exhibit list for the February 6th hearing. A 2010 criminal complaint attached to defendant's section motion for sanctions. A guilty plea colloquy attached to the defendant's second motion for sanctions. Now we've read this. This is his. This is the paperwork where he goes through and signs that he understands everything. It's a conversation, right? I don't know. How do you say that? Did I say it wrong? Hold on. I might be saying that wrong. It doesn't have enough words to be colloquy. It's colloquy. I'm about to Google how to pronounce it. It means conversation. I know what the word means. Or a back and forth colloquy. Colloquy. Hold on. Want to make sure I'm saying it right.
Colloquy.
Colloquy. Okay. Colloquy. So it's a defendant's plea colloquy. Basically, it's a written conversation. It is a conversation that says, I understand. I've spoken to my lawyer. I understand what the defense team is saying or the prosecution team is saying. My lawyer and this has went over. It's that statement that he signed that says he understands everything about it. And he even writes like, do you understand what you're pleading, the charge you're pleading guilty to? And he puts down the corruption of morals, right? The colloquy. I said it wrong. Crowdfunding campaign. See attached to defendant's second motion for sanctions. Plaintiff's supplemental answers to question set 1. Hinton's preservation of evidence letter. Oh no. Tim Hinton's preservation of evidence letter for his mobile phone. 6/8/2021 attached to defendant's section motion for sanctions. So this is where they're going to get him. This is where they're going to get him for where he said he never spoke to the victim except for in person. And the victim has all these text messages from him. Oh, good night, Shar. Has all these thank you. Has all these text messages from him. Obviously, they text back and forth. Coleman acknowledges Exhibit E. Attached to defendant exhibition or defendant's second motion for sanctions. Defendant's question set 1 dated 7/9/2021. Plaintiff's answers to set 1. Okay. Defendant's request for production of documents set 1. Okay. He hasn't turned that in still as far as we know. Plaintiff's response to defendant's request for production of documents dated 8/20. Defendant's request for production of documents dated 6/24/22. Plaintiff's response to defendant's request for production of documents. This is where they keep asking for the videos, for the tax records, for the stuff about purchasing a firearm, for all the videos, all the tax records, the purchasing of a firearm, the diplomas, and they keep not turning them in. Defendant's question set 3. Plaintiff's response to set 3. BD's affidavit. That's dated 10/31/22. Attached to defendant's second motion for sanctions. Letter from BD's parents to Riverside School District dated 1/27/09. Oh no. Sex in Papa's bed text message on 3/31/21. This is where he said, sorry to hear about your papa allegedly said, sorry to hear about your papa dying, but didn't we have sex in your bed, in his bed? And she says, we had sex in 40% of the homes in the northeastern Pennsylvania. So yes, there it is. We had sex in 40% of homes in NEPA. Text message. It's been a long time since we've been under each other. Text message from 3/31/21. I think my penis got bigger. I love these. I love the way they have titled these. I love it. I love it. Is the whisper, let's go, Brandon? I think my penis got bigger. Text message on 3/31/21. Phil invites BD to go on a trip to Oklahoma with him. Text message 4/2/21. Weird. Phil's I feel better, my wife is gone. Text message 3/31/21. Phil's very unique financial opportunity. This was back in 5/25/22. This was not in 21. This was just last summer. We got a very unique financial opportunity for you as long as we go as long as we go the same way. Very interesting. Phil's Telegram post dated 2/14/21 that he will be suing the Scranton Times. He took the bait. ST 295. Defendant's question set 4 dated 11/10/22. Plaintiff's response to defendant's question set 4. Timelines of defendant's relevant discovery request and plaintiff's responses attached to supplemental defendant's second motion for sanctions and third motion for sanctions. Telegram post from November 27, 2022 attached. Text messages as supplied by 2x2 Solutions LLC. that is the forensic company. Report of Dennis Chang of 2x2 Solutions. Feels what it used to be like and hang out without any sexual stuff text. Scranton Times 1135 and Scranton Times 1209. Plaintiff's response to admission set 1 dated 12/8/22, so back in December. January 5th, 2023 email from Coleman Law signed with verification and plaintiff's supplemental responses to requests for protection documents, set 2 and set 3. Screenshot of Harvard certificate from Phil's video. Oh, no. Oh, no. December 20th, 2022 letter and email from Regent University. Oh, no. Oh, no. December 8th, 2022 email from Attorney Hinton to Coleman Law regarding amended request for tangible things. Attached to supplemental to defendant's second motion for sanctions. Okay. There's one more document. Let's see what it is. It was 2 that come out tonight, I believe. Yes. And I've got the 90, so this is 92. Phil Godlewski versus Chris Kelly in Scranton Times et al. Defendant Chris Kelly of Scranton Times LP and Larry Holeva through their attorneys Haggerty, Hinton, and Cosgrove LLP files the following supplement to defendant's second motion for sanctions. The central issue in this defamation lawsuit is whether plaintiff had a sexual relationship with a 15-year-old minor, which led to the filing of criminal charges against him in 2010. Plaintiff was 25 years old when it is alleged that he had a sexual relationship with a 15-year-old victim. The 15-year-old victim is now identified as BD. This lawsuit has been pending since May 24, 2021. Since that time, defendant has served plaintiff with numerous written discovery requests regarding this relationship with BD and requests to disclose any and all communication he has had with BD. Plaintiff has admitted to only having an in-person communication with BD to warn her that he was going to file a lawsuit against the Scranton Times. Again, this is a pivotal issue right here. Only this. In-person communications with BD to warn her that he was going to file a lawsuit against the Scranton Times. The lawsuit was filed on May 24, 2021. So it had to be before then. In the plaintiff's verified supplemental response to defendant's request for protection document set 1 dated December 9, 2021, he states, as for the sexual relations or intercourse or sexual and illegal intimacy with BD, there are no documents because it never happened. See Exhibit D attached to defendant's second motion for sanctions. Even as late as November 18th, 2022, plaintiff served an answer to the defendant's questions denying ever having a sexual relationship with BD. Exhibit Z, number 7, attached to defendant's second motion for sanctions. Plaintiff obviously didn't know at the time that the prime witness in this case, BD, met with defense counsel on October 31st, 2021. Oh, no. She met, listen to this setup they put on Phil, the hacker, Edward Snowden, the go-to guy for Donald Trump's computer and tech issues. She turned Scranton Times witness on Halloween Day, October 31st of 2022. She was still talking to Phil, and Phil was still claiming that they had no conversations on November 18th, 19 days later. Okay? And supplied him with an affidavit stating she had a sexual relationship with Phil Godlewski when she was 15 years old, and supplied defense counsel with over 1,000 text messages she had with Phil Godlewski in 2021 and 2022, in which they explicitly discuss their past sexual relationship. In which they 1,000 text messages in which they explicitly discuss their past sexual relationship. The focus of this motion is for sanctions, or for sanction is not to address the core issue in this case, i.e. whether Phil had a sexual relationship with BD when she was 15 years old. Rather, it is to determine whether the plaintiff submitted false discovery responses and whether he intentionally withheld or destroyed his text messages with BD to subvert discovery. a timeline of defendants' relevant discovery requests and plaintiff's response is attached hereto as Exhibit AA. Defendants submit that plaintiff's conduct in submitting false discovery responses and failing to produce his text messages with BD is intentional and warrant a dismissal of this case and financial sanctions to reimburse the defendants for its legal fees and costs, as well as punish the plaintiff. BD consented to having her cell phones downloaded by 2x2 Solutions on November 3rd, 2022. This company provided her text messages to defense counsel on November 7th, 2022. There were 1,386 text messages between Phil Godlewski and BD in just the years 2021 and 2022. Many of these text messages occurred in close proximity to defendants' submitted discovery requests to plaintiff asking for his communications with BD, or within days of plaintiff responding to defense counsel about his communications with BD. All along, plaintiff claimed he did not possess any text messages with BD. The sheer volume of text messages he had with BD certainly proves strong evidence he knew of them and that his verified discovery responses were intentionally false. You don't just, if it was one text message where she said, hey, and you never responded, or you said, hey, and he never responded, or she never responded, that'd be one thing. 1,400 messages going back and forth is a big deal to forget. The real clincher proving plaintiff had his text with BD all along in his Telegram post on November 27, 2022. See Exhibit BB attached here too. Defense counsel supplied plaintiff's lawyer with 1,386 messages obtained from BD's cell phone on November 22nd, 2022. Those text messages are in a very unique format. The total batch of text messages in the format produced by 2x2 Solutions, LLC, will be supplied to the court at the hearing. On November 27th, 5 days later, Phil Godlewski posted a screenshot of a text message he had with BD, which obviously came from his phone, his iPad, or his personal computer. See Exhibit BB attached here too. So when he was calling her out for turning state's witness, he shared a screenshot of a message they had. Do you guys remember that? I'll see if I can find it right quick. Let me see. He attached a screenshot of a message they had. When he was calling her out, what was it on? November 22nd, November 27th, 5 days later. November 27th, 2022. Oh, here it is. It's still up because he's an idiot. To BD. Want to know what I say all the time that you used to say all the time? Ha ha. You used to say it on the phone when people would call and argue with you about properties. You would say irregardless. Yes, but in a different way that wasn't English. It's a good word. And neither of us knew if it was ever really a word because it sounds so right. Irregardless, we need to meet and speak. You need to know some stuff that you aren't aware of. You would say that, irregardless. Looks like we're both smack dab in the middle of quite the legal tornado. Not really, we have to talk in person. Listen, I already told you, aside from your beef and tugging of the heartstrings argument you have with Chris Kelly, aside with your beef and your tugging of the heartstrings argument you have with Chris Kelly, or any prior trouble aside from me, that is irregardless. But I will make sure that no one ever calls you a pedo again, and our public beef can be squashed, and Linda leaves us the fuck alone. It's not that, B. It's more than that. We have to meet because there's stuff you don't know. How could he possibly have this text message when he's never spoken to her, except in person once? He's an idiot. That's how. He's an idiot. Phil is an idiot. Phil is an idiot. The text message screenshot that Phil Galuski used on his Telegram channel, viewed by many of his 635,000 followers, is different than the format of the same message supplied by the defendant as produced by 2x2 Solutions. Let me tell you this again. The text message screenshot that Phil Galuski used on his Telegram channel, viewed by many of his 635,000 followers, is different than the format of the same message supplied by the defendant as produced by 2x2 Solutions. See the format of the same message supplied by 2x2 Solutions, LLC, marked Exhibit CC, attached here too. In other words, the text message plaintiff used on his Telegram channel had to come from Phil Galuski's electronic device. So who's blue and who's gray and to and from. So he claims they think they have receipts. I'm 10 steps ahead. When does a bird sing? Game theory. Reverse your judgment, my friends. This is far from over. Then he says, Will Bird open wide, massive crow headed your way. That was literally right above my crow message. Then he shows this thing that says, whoops, never met you, just had an enormous crush on you to the point where I was having illusions. I was very ill. It was right between the eat crow messages. What an idiot. What an idiot. Defendants have obtained an expert report from Dennis Chang of 2x2 Solutions, LLC, who analyzed Phil Galuski's Telegram channel and the text message in question. Mr. Chang has concluded that the text message posted by Phil Galuski to his Telegram channel on November 27, 2022, came from Phil Galuski and not from the discovery production provided to plaintiff's counsel. All he had to do was take a screenshot of what they claimed, and he wouldn't have done this. So if he had taken a screenshot of this, instead of the way he did it, he just posted a message. It wouldn't say to BD. It would say, well, my thing's in the way. Hold on, let me move it for you. It wouldn't say to BD right here. See that where he's got it marked out? That says to BD. It would say to Phil Galuski. It says to BD. And she is the gray and he is the blue. It's the opposite on your phone, and you're always on the right. The person who owns the phone is always on the right. So, like this one right here is a very valid one that was just in discovery, right? All he had to do if he wanted to show this message was find it in discovery. Instead, he scrolled back to the motherfucker and screenshot it on Facebook to show how innocent he was by proving that he lied to everybody. See Dennis Chang's reports and exhibits attached here to Exhibit DD. Phil Galuski lied about possessing any which, by the way, the discovery ones are in a special format where they're like in a spreadsheet, so they'll look different. They have like lines, they have participants, they have time received, all that shit. Phil Galuski lied about possessing any text messages he had with BD, and he intentionally withheld them from defendants. Plaintiff has refused to produce his cell phone for forensic examination, Exhibit JJ. Phil refused to produce his text messages with BT for the simple reason they were fatal to his case. They proved he had a sexual relationship with BD, even though he responded to discovery under oath stating he never had a sexual relationship. Exhibit Z attached to defendant's second motion for sanctions with BD. See Exhibit EE. These texts are admissions by plaintiff about his sexual relationship with BD. They are very clear and explicit. Further, Phil Galuski did not want to admit to having text messages with BD since a number of those text messages, Jesus, this is bad. Since a number of those text messages discuss his proposal to her to match up their testimony in this case to help him obtain a verdict against the Scranton Times. See Exhibit W attached to defendant's second motion for sanctions. He presented it to her as a financial opportunity and a windfall, Exhibit W. Looking for the entirety of the text message conversations about his proposal, it is clear, looking at the entirety, it's clear that he is trying to set her up to give false testimony in this lawsuit. The series of text messages he had with BD about matching their stories are Exhibit W attached to defendant's second motion for sanctions. Phil Godlewski has now admitted in a response to requests for admissions, Exhibit FF, that he has 1,386 text messages with BD, where his true and correct communications with BD, he is not denying they happened. Phil Godlewski has now admitted in his response to request that these 1,386 text messages with BD were his true and correct communications. He is not even denying that this happened. On November 14th, 2022, the court ordered plaintiff to produce his tax returns, his video shows, his Harvard certificate, his firearms documents, and verification for his answers to question set 2 within 10 days. Plaintiff has failed to abide by this order. He provided a signed verification, number 5, for set 2 on January 5th. Plaintiff satisfied tax returns item number 1 on January 5th. Items 3 and 4 were satisfied on January 9th. The last item, 2, video shows, is unsatisfied. So he turned in his written verification on the 10th, on the 5th. He satisfied the tax return thing on the 5th. Items 3 and 4. His Harvard certificate and his firearm documents were satisfied on the 9th. And the last item, number 2, video shows, is unsatisfied. Plaintiff failed to comply with the court's deadline 10 days for the items ordered in November 14, 2022 order. Plaintiff has answered number 3, claiming he possesses no certificates from Harvard University, despite showing a purported Harvard certificate on his wall in numerous online video shows. Yeah, because it's bullshit. He made it up. Defendant believes the Harvard certificate in his videos is a fake, and thus the reason he will not produce it in discovery. Plaintiff has also represented that he attended Regent University to attain his master's in the arts of law degree. This is just another lie under oath by plaintiff. Regent University has no records regarding Philip Godlewski attending any programs there. Plaintiff has delayed responding to simple discovery questions, even denying court orders, and has wasted the defendant's time and money. Defendants are not seeking a dismissal of this case based on plaintiff's tardy compliance with most of the court's November 14th, 2022 order, but this whole chapter shows his bad faith. Plaintiff's real egregious conduct, which warrants a dismissal, is set forth in Section A above. Wow. 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 Let's see what we got attached. 2/14/2021. Article in the Scranton Times newspaper states plaintiff pled guilty to the corruption of a minor charge in 2011 and admitting to have a sexual relationship with a 15-year-old. 5/24/2021. Phil Godlewski files defamation lawsuit against defendants claiming he never had sex with a 15-year-old girl. 6/8/2021. Defendants Counsel serves preservation of evidence letter to Attorney Coleman to preserve any evidence about the lawsuit, the defendants, the article, and any criminal charges ever filed against Philip Godlewski, and all electronically stored information, including any relevant information on the smartphone or mobile phone. Defendants serve plaintiff with question set 1 and request production of documents set 1. The first page of the questions states, these questions are continuing in nature and require you, the plaintiff, to file supplementary answers pursuant to Rule 4007.4. In the event that any document requested to be identified by any question has been destroyed or discarded, such documents shall be identified by stating its date of destruction and discard, the manner of destruction and discard, and the reason for destruction and discard. Plaintiff's response, do you have any letters, emails, or text message to or from the 15-year-old girl? None. Plaintiff's response, any documents defined, including telecommunicative, sent to or from the 15-year-old girl referred to in the article attached to your complaint? None. Defendant served 6/24/2022. Defendant served plaintiff with request for production documents. 8/22/2022. Plaintiff's response, produce any text messages between Phil Godlewski and BD between 1/1/2008 to the present day. Plaintiff does not have any. 11/4/2022. Defendant served with a question set 3. 11/7/2022. 2x2 Solutions provided defense counsel with 1,533 text messages between Phil Godlewski and BD that were downloaded from BD's phone on 11/3/2022. 11/9/2022. Plaintiff's responses. Has plaintiff communicated with BD about this lawsuit or his damages from this article? Yes. If plaintiff answers yes, please state the dates and such communications. The dates of such communications, the form of such communications, live, in person, phone call, text, or email, and the substance of each communication, such participant stated on each specific day of the communication. Answer. Plaintiff does not recall the specific date of communication. Plaintiff spoke with BD in person regarding the filing of and warned that it was imminent. Plaintiff asked if BD would rather plaintiff forego filing as to avoid any stress into her life. BD said to file so they could both set the record straight. Plaintiff's response to question set 4. Did you have sex or a sexual relationship with BD at any time? No. If yes, when did your sexual relationship with her and how long did the sexual relationship last? NA. Defense counsel provided plaintiff's counsel with all text messages provided by so on 11/22 he got all the text messages. 11/23 defense counsel serves request for admission set 1 upon plaintiff and a request to produce plaintiff's cell phone for forensic examination to obtain his communications with BD. 12/8. So let's see, 15 days later. Plaintiff admits, so back in December, plaintiff admits the text messages obtained by 2x2 Solutions were his communications. So 15 days later, back in December, he was admitting that all these text messages were real and still lying to his audience. Still lying to his audience. Do you admit that the document attached here to as Exhibit A, ST 1021 and ST 1508 are copies of electronic message communications you had with BD? Yes. Plaintiff's counsel refused to produce plaintiff's cell phone forensic examination, states they will file a motion for a protective order regarding cell phone examination. No such motion has been filed. That's what I just read to you. So it says, they think they have the receipts. I'm 10 steps ahead. When does a bird sing? Game theory. Reserve your judgment, my friends. This is far from over. And by the way, I wish they would have squeezed this post in there. That's that Will Bird Eat Crow, and it's on a plate. Jesus Christ. Listen, I already told you, aside from your beef, blah, blah, blah. We already read that one. It's not that, Bree. It's more than that. We have to meet up because there's stuff you don't know. Hang on. So this is the format that he should have posted this in, but he didn't. It should have looked like this. That would have said participant delivered, read, played. Participant delivered, read, played, but he didn't. That's what it should have looked like. Godlewski Telegram channel and mobile communication preservation and analysis. Mobile communication, blah, blah, blah. Introduction, blah, blah, blah. Material and methods, blah, blah, blah. Telegram channel acquisition, Telegram post analysis. The November 27, 2022, 9:52 post contains an attached image of an edited screenshot showing a message exchange between the two parties. An image of this post is in the included figure 1. The text of this post in context with the attached images seems to be reference to the matter. Exhibit C contains a production of the HTML and JSON preservations for this post and attachment. The text and timestamps are consistent with those in figure 1 for future discussion. The post may be referenced as the recipient's post. At the time of writing, this post was publicly available here. The attachment of the recipient's post is a JPEG image file titled Photo 3199 at 27/11/2022, 9:52:29. The native file is attached to Exhibit C. A scaled version is presented in Figure 2. Portions of the image have been redacted to conceal the identity of the chat participant in 3 places. Additionally, a red box was added to one message and for emphasis. The image appears to be an edited screenshot of the native message application shown from the perspective of Mr. Godlewski's, meaning Godlewski's messages are colored blue and presented right, justified. No meaningful metadata was available from the image file to assist analysis. This is expected as Telegram automatically strips all EXIF metadata as part of the upload process. Because the image appears to be edited, an error level analysis, ELA, was performed on the image. ELA is a widely used analysis, blah, blah, blah. ELA is most effective at revealing edits and surfaces and edges of images the ELI output and the receipts post attachment is shown in figure 3. The ELL analysis indicates that the message bubbles are likely original to the screenshot because the error levels appear consistent. It also confirms the redactions and red box highlight were edits made to the original screenshot. They went hardcore on this. Roughly half an hour after that, there's another post that was actually a discovery post. The attachments to the discovery post is JPEG, blah, 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 because it appears to have been altered. On EL analysis was performed, the blah, blah, blah. EL analysis indicates that the message content is likely original to the screenshot. It also confirms that redactions and red box highlight were edits made to the original screenshot. Got it. A post made December 5th, 1446 poses a question relating to defamation, financial status, and litigation, seemingly relating to the matter. A screenshot of the past is included. Would you take a chance of defaming someone publicly if that someone has $500,000 available in cash to spend on legal fees to sue you into oblivion? Personally, I would not take that chance. Wow. Wow. That was when he was threatening all of us. Roughly 14 minutes after the oblivion post, sick, I guess he misspelled oblivion. Jesus Christ. He spelled it with an A. Oh my God. He misspelled oblivion. So when you see sick, S-I-C, in a post, when you see S-I-C used in brackets after something, it means that this was copied directly from the document, but they know it's misspelled or it contains errors. Okay? That's what it means. So he misspelled oblivion. They put sick behind it, S-I-C in brackets. So they know he misspelled oblivion, but they're still calling it that. It's funny that they named it that because that's not even the first word in it. They could have called it defaming or legal fees, or they called it oblivion post, even though it's misspelled, which is very funny. Another post that appears on the channel dated roughly December 5th, 2022. This post is simply an slow motion animation of a human finger tripping, but not getting trapped in an unbaited mousetrap. There is no text accompanying the post. A screenshot of the post is included in Figure 8. Exhibit F contains a production HTML and JSON. Okay, can't really make that one out. Several hours after the mousetrap post on December 5th, 2106, another post was made to the channel with the text, "Big news," attached to nearly an 18-minute video of a person talking to a camera while operating a vehicle on a highway. A screenshot of the post is included in Figure 9. Exhibit G contains a production of the JSON, blah, 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 preservation. Oh, this is when he threatens to sue everybody. The message content shown in the recipient's post attached was compared to the forensic preservation, witness mobile communication, the consent of these messages, blah, 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 2x2 and timely. The post attachment shows the same conversation from the device of Mr. Godlewski. The image appears to be a screenshot of Apple Message's application. So this is the results from it. So that's the video there where he threatened to sue everybody. A screenshot of the post, blah, blah, blah. Referenced as big news post. Awesome. Did they say anything about the big news post? There's receipts post, discovery post, discussion, conclusions. The screenshot attached to the receipts post did not originate from the witness. Rather, it originated from a device associated with Mr. Godlewski. Got it. All these exhibits. Jesus Christ, dude. Jesus, Phil. Jesus, you fucked up. Exhibit A. Curriculum vitae. I don't even know how to say that. This is the guy's who he is. So this is like a witness, like a background why this guy should be a witness, who he is, who he works for, where he's been published, all that stuff. Phil Godlewski 2.0 forwarded from Phil Godlewski 2.0 fake. Here's an updated list of my current social media networks, blah, blah, blah. Instagram, Give Send Go, Patriot Legal Fund, Give Send Go fundraiser for legal fees against Scranton Times, currently closed for donations. Exhibit C. The They think they have the receipts. I'm 10 steps ahead. When does the bird sing? Game theory versus your judgment, my friends. This is far from over. Metadata from it. Got it. There's the text message he shared. There it is. 2BD, haha, all that stuff. Exhibit D. From the Scranton Times Discovery, folks. But the other one wasn't, you idiot. I was having illusions. It was very ill. I was having illusions. It was very ill. Got it. Take a chance on defaming someone publicly. This is the misspelled oblivion. There's a JSON. This is how it looks if you were to program this in somewhere. That's all the HTML and the JSON file. Question, would you take a chance? There it is. Exhibit F. This is the mousetrap video with the finger. There's all the stuff with it. Phil Galuski 2.0 fake. There is the video, the metadata and all the stuff with it, and a screenshot from supplemental attachments. So this is where they run to see if it was tampered with, see if it was messed with. There's that, got that. Oh, this is all the discovery messages, isn't it? Owner, participant, delivered. Let's meet and talk. We're mostly on the same page. We have to meet and talk, mi amigo. Laughed at something. Ooh, don't send me that face. Buenos dias, mi amigo. Hola, mi amor. Let's not get carried away. He says mi amor, and she says, let's not get carried away there, Phil. We'll see you text me, and my heart pounds, and I'm just instantly flippant. Adjective. So damn excited. That one's blacked out. Adjective, aka made up word. Laughed out adjective, aka made up word. Like backflip excited. Flippant. Want to know what I say all the time? I used to say all the time. Laughed at flippant. Haha. You used to say it on the phone. Blah blah blah. You'd say irregardless. Yes. But in a different way that wasn't English. It's a good word. And neither of us could ever blah, blah, blah. Laughed at yes. Irregardless, we need to meet and speak. You need to know some stuff that you aren't aware of. Laughed at irregardless. You would say that. Irregardless, looks like we're both smack dab in the middle of quite the legal tornado. Not really. We have to talk in person. Listen, I already told you aside from the beef, blah, blah, blah. It's not that, then BD. It's more than that. We have to meet because there's stuff you don't know. Hang on. Then we have a blacked out one. It says, oh, God. I'm going to make you come and remind you very quickly what it used to be like. We have a blacked out image. Let's just have fun this weekend, hang out without any sexual stuff, and reintroduce ourselves to each other. Plaintiff by and through his attorney, blah, blah, blah. Do you admit the documents attached here to as copies of your electronic message communications with BD? Yes. Do you admit that you communicated to BD on May 28th, 2022 about a financial opportunity and financial windfall that exists for her relating to your lawsuit against defendants? No. Do you admit that you did not purchase and obtain permission of any guns, rifles, or firearms during the 2020 or 2021? Do you admit that you did not purchase and obtain any guns, rifles, or firearms during the years of 2020 and 2021? He said no. He needs to say, yeah, that's illegal. He's not allowed to own a firearm. I feel Galuski, verify this shit. I'm going to make you come and remind you what it used to be like. Please see the below email, which is sent on 12/2. What other verification are you seeking? Good afternoon, Mr. Hinton. Please see attached. Thank you again for your patience and understanding earlier today with respect to our firm's network issues. Plaintiff bind through, undersigned, blah, blah, blah. Produce any diplomas, certificates. Request for production. Produce any documents, evidence. Plaintiff does not possess any such documents. Okay, let's scroll back up to this one. So it says, confidential. Okay, let's go down here. Request for production number 2. If you are making a claim for lost wages, diminished wages, wage earning capacity, please produce your federal income tax answer. Plaintiff has not filed any individual tax returns 2016 to the president, and therefore he does not possess such documents. If you're making a claim for lost wages, diminished wage, earning capacity, blah, 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 plaintiff does not possess any such documents other than Godlewski 164, 1 through 64, which were provided to defendants. Plaintiff requests for production number 2, produce any diplomas, certificates, and or transcripts from Harvard Business School concerning any programs or classes Phil Godlewski attended there. Plaintiff does not possess any diplomas, certificates, or transcripts from Harvard University or Harvard Business School. Produce any documents evidencing your purchase of any guns, rifles, or firearms in 2020 or 2021. Plaintiff does not possess any such documents. Got it? There it is. It's got his name on it. The president, Harvard University, blah, blah, blah. It says Phil Godlewski. The certificate of master's in negotiation. There it is, zoomed out. Regent University. Dear Mr. Hinton, I'm a general counselor for Regent University, and this letter is to acknowledge that we are in receipt of your subpoena to produce documents or things of discovery that you had issued through the Virginia Beach Circuit Court. After a search of our records, we do not find any student that had attended Regent University by that name. If Mr. Godlewski went by any other name, or if you have any other identifying information for Mr. Godlewski, we will be glad to recheck our records. Please feel free to contact me directly if you have any questions or would like to discuss this matter further. Unless we hear from your office, we will assume that we have no further obligation in this matter. Good afternoon, Mr. Hinton. Thank you for additional information. We were able to double check our records, and unfortunately, we do not have a record of a student with those names attending Regent University. Please let me know if you can find any additional information. Blessings. Direct office, blah, blah, Regent University. Used cannot be used. Mr. Hinton, I am including our registrar office in this email so they can double check our records. Thanks, Vicky. Hi, Miss Warren. Mr. Godlewski's first name is Philip rather than Philip. Was it 1L? Can you confirm that Regent University has no records of Philip Godlewski or Phil Godlewski attending the program at Regent University? Thanks. Dear Kat, we discussed the examination of plaintiff's phone, which was scheduled on December 12th. You advised that plaintiff will not submit to the phone examination, and you will be filing a motion for a protective order. Please use the amended request for tangible things served today. For your motion for a protective order, I have added the additional conversations, people we want to capture electronic information on. Dear Attorney Coleman, please see attached letter from Attorney Hinton as amended request for tangible things in the above referenced matter. So he refused to do this, and they sent the letter and attached the SS company. So yeah, they don't. He refused to give up his phone, even though it's scheduled for December 12th. Okay, so it doesn't look good for our boy. Okay, I was really rooting for him this time. Okay, Precious Beast, but you 5 6-packs keep on their ass. Thank you very much. Thank you for the donation. All right, guys, it's 1 a.m. Here's what we're going to do. Tomorrow, I have a Patreon show for sure. It'll probably be the $7 and up in Twitch subs, and I'll move the $15 and up one because we didn't do that this week. But what I'm probably going to do for the free show, I'm going to lead off reading Phil's meltdown because I'm hoping he melts down some more. I'm hoping he's already made 2 new messages. I hope he melts down some more. Because it's impossible to say what new insanities await, I hesitate to declare any particular post or last on a given subject, but I'd rather be happy this is the last time I ever top up anything any length about masks. No measure has been thoroughly debunked, blah, 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 whatever that was. You can argue with me until you're blue in the face about flat earth versus globe earth, but you simply cannot argue with me about the calculation above. It is not disputable, which means one of us is either blind or wrong. It's flat. Oh, God. So we'll talk about his meltdown tomorrow before the Patreon show. That's what we'll do. We'll read through all his text messages and go through them, or all his posts he did on his channel today. Thank you guys for joining us. Thank you for getting to the bottom of that JeffB thing with me. It seems like we still got further to go. I don't think people are being honest with me. And I think it's pretty apparent nobody's being honest with me there. 245 on Restream and 300 on 300 over on Rumble. So 550 or something tonight. So thank you guys for joining us. Thank you for the support. Thank you for the donations that come through. Let me check and make sure there's any more alerts about people. No, nobody else subscribed or anything or donated any bits. Thank you guys. I appreciate it. We had a couple donations tonight. Thank you for hanging out while I got to the bottom of that JeffB thing. This is going to be a big deal with JeffB, I think. Hopefully this is the last straw that nobody wants to fucking listen to him anymore, including his mother. Hopefully these other channels like Nikki B that were like, oh my God, I'm so glad you're okay. We've been praying for you all week. Hopefully they get the hint and they're like, oh, this guy's a piece of shit. Hopefully this is the end of it, I guess. I would hope so. I would have to hope so. And don't ever forget, he whispered in my ear, let's go, Brandon. Thank you guys very much for joining me. Thanks for hanging out with me. Thanks for chilling with me tonight. The donations, the support. Back on YouTube now. We'll see how long that lasts. Make sure you're following me somewhere else because YouTube might be gone when I wake up in the morning. I always get strikes overnight. And they're mass reporting me because they don't want me to expose JeffB. So they're mass reporting my channel. So follow me on Rumble. Follow me on YouTube. All of it's at coldbeer.fund. At the very top, there's little square boxes to every social media I'm on officially as the show, not my personal stuff, but show social media. Follow me on all of them. Follow me on something. Just don't follow on YouTube and then say, oh, I guess Will didn't upload today or for the last 2 years. I'm going to go somewhere else. I'm going to keep streaming, even if I disappear. Oh, sweet Patrick, my captain. Thank you, guys. Everybody have a good night. We'll see you on the next one. That was a donation at the end. Atsuko, commemorating my first day on the job. Viva la Hammer. I'm actually taking your wrench just for that. That was a very poor pun. I thought you would be more Americanized by now, so you tried. That was your trial period. You've failed. Okay. Thank you guys for joining us. I'll see you on the next one. Jay Bird, I sent you a Telegram message. We'll see you on the next one. Have a good night. Oh. Oh, shit. That's right, chat. Oh, Patrick, my captain. Take me by the stern. Take me by the stern, Papa. Look out. Looks like he's got a boarding pass. Destination, Phil's belly button from the inside. See you guys. Show me what that mouth do. I'm gonna go wake Mariah up by smacking her titties around like a tetherball. I'll give her the old cup and clap, if you know what I mean. Oh, thank you for the subscription. I don't think that one went off. That was at the very end. Desert Doxies. What a crapshoot. Love this show. Thank you very much, Desert Doxies, for the subscription. Hit the thumbs up, hit the like, join the Discord. Rumble, so like, what I'd rather people do is my primary platform is Twitch. If you have a Twitch account, can get a Twitch account, it's not too much of a hassle. I would rather you be on Twitch. That's my platform that actually makes money that goes to the show. I would like your backup to be Rumble because I know YouTube is on, you know, it's a limited time. I'm not here for a long time. I'm here for a good time, if you know what I mean. So do what you got to do. I know some people are like, fuck it, I'm watching on YouTube. If you're not here, I'm not watching. Got it. That's fine. But if you can do more, I would appreciate it. I think Will would make a good lawyer. I'm fixing to go home and have Mariah take some dictation, if you know what I mean. Let's nominate Will for a streamer award. I don't know what that is, but that sounds bad. Oh, by the way, the people that ask about Groiper all the time, I talked to him today. He seems to be doing well. Seems to be getting by just fine. So there you go. He actually commended the show, said keep going. What's Phil's breath smell like? Have you heard of pina colada? What about pina colada? Got him. Let's go, Brandon. That's me. Yeah.